depths of my soul, feeling the loss of control in the spirit, so colorful. Easy feeling, then let's go to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise, keep on rising,
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review YouTube channel, where tonight it is yet another watch-along, the second in the pre-season friendlies, this time at Ibrox between Rangers and Newcastle United. Now, before we bring the teams up, Billy, we must talk about Maxi. It looks as if it's the end of his Newcastle career. It looks like he's on his way out. He's not involved at all tonight, and strong links now with a move to Saudi, which every media company is saying basically he's going, and it certainly looks that way.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's possibly the right thing to do if the money comes in for him. I mean, I don't want to sell him. I'd prefer to keep him. I've always said, players like that aren't sending a penny. That and £40 million to me seems a little bit too cheap, if I'm perfectly honest. However, it does enable us to do other things with the money. It does enable us to kind of perform within the FFP ceiling again, and there's possibly a decent replacement coming in, but not for me.
It looks like Harvey Barnes is on his way in as well. I think Barnes could actually be signed in time to go out to the States. We know they're going straight from Glasgow to the US, but of course there's flights to the US from every part of the country. So getting Harvey Barnes out there to meet up with his new team after he's done his media stuff, that would be done quite quickly, I would have thought. But, it's a shame. A lot of people do love Maxi. Stato's in mourning at the moment. I think, we're going to have a wake for Stato. But a lot of people saying, is it the right move? Are we replacing Maxi with a better player? We can't. Only time will tell on that. All I can say is that, Maxi going, it's just part of football, and then bringing in Harvey Barnes, I'm quite happy with Barnes. I really like Harvey Barnes, but he's got a lot to do next season to prove himself, which I think he will.
Yeah, he's got big shoes to fill, but his stats kind of show that he will kind of pull out figures for us. Which
absolutely
one thing we can say is Maxi didn't always do. Possibly the amount of game time he actually had through his injuries, and the other thing is that Maxi's the other room was he took a knock Saturday, which either isn't good, is it? It's one game and he's already injured. It's either he's injured or he's going. So, it's not good news either way. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at the team.
Let's go again. Let's start again.
Absolutely.
Bloke on the left-hand side.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the team lineup tonight. This is how we line up. We go with Karius in goal. Almost a normal back four. Trippier, Share, Botman. Matty Target gets the nod tonight. The three in midfield will be Longstaff, Anderson, and Tonali, who incidentally is playing number 20, Billy. So it looks like Adam got it right with his squad number. Almirón, Wilson, and Jamal Lewis playing as the left-sided forward. Now, we had a brief discussion before we came on air. I don't get that. I don't get Jamal Lewis at all. I don't think he's going to play any part for Newcastle next season. Very, very strange one for me. How about you, Billy?
The only thing I can think of is he's been put in the shop window, and someone may see him play tonight and get a feeling for him that he could sign for them. I mean, he could even be a target for Glasgow Rangers themselves, I guess.
Why not? Yeah.
I mean, Northern Ireland International performed well for Northern Ireland, to be fair to him. Not had the football he needs to be a regular in Newcastle United. And if he has one weakness to the game, it is defensively.
Yeah,
and that's what he's playing for the pitch. Although I guess him and Target might alternate on that. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. I mean, look, it'll be interesting to see, the overlap runs and things like that during the game. The subs bench is a little bit of experience and a little bit of youth. 2 goalkeepers in Dallow and Gillespie. Paul Dummett is on the bench. Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak, Manquillo is there. Harrison Ashby, Dan Byrne, Bruno, with a few youngsters, White, Turner Cook, Murphy, Parkinson, and of course, Lewis Miley. Maybe tonight, Billy, I would have loved to have seen Lewis Miley given a start and maybe put Anderson front left.
Yeah, that would have worked, wouldn't it? Yeah. An intimidating atmosphere like that, maybe that's the reason why I hadn't put him in straight away.
Yeah.
But it's all experience of the lad. So, I'll consider the point in both kind of ways through that. I'd like to see him start, if I'm perfectly honest.
Well, this is how Rangers line up. Of course, McGregor's starting because it's his testimonial. They go with Tavernier, Suter, Davies, Barisic, Lundstrom, Jack, Dowell, Cantwell, Lammers, and Seamer up for. Is it Seamer? I think it's Seamer. Pronounce it Seamer or Simmer, but we'll go with Seamer. So interesting. Rangers going with a very strong side tonight, Billy.
Yeah, they've signed Kieran Dowell from Norwich. Obviously, Cantwell came from Norwich as well, so them two would know each other. Barisic, great left foot, left back. We all know about James Tavernier and his fantastic goal scoring record from right back. It's
he's an incredible set piece taker. Is Tavernier definitely?
He gets goals for fun in the Scottish Premier. But they've got a bit of bite in the middle of the park, which will harm. Lundstrom's got a bit of a bite to him, and so does Ross Jack. Looking forward to it. Don't know much about the striker, Lammers or Seamer. They're new signings.
No. Well, the thing is, we're going to, in a way, it's good that we're going to see a little bit of bite, see how Tonali performs in that role. What we don't want, of course, is injuries. But Rangers will be up for this tonight. We spoke about it on the preview show last night that Rangers will 100% want to win this game, but so will we. We won't want to get a pasting or anything like that. We will want to be at it. And I think that's why, we've gone with a reasonably strong side. A couple of super chats, $10 from Tampa Toon. I am among those fine with ASM staying or going, but will be delighted if the speculation, discussion, and contention ends, whatever the result. Yeah, good point. It just puts to bed everything, doesn't it, really? And I think that's what we want more than anything. DK, thank you for your $9.99. He says, guys, I can't believe we're having to sell to buy. What would our transfer window have looked like if we got 5th and didn't overperform last season? This would be a 30-year project. Yeah, but DK, you have to remember that we haven't got this. We haven't had the income that the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool. We haven't had that kind of income for many, many years, and because we're in the Champions League this season, that and new sponsors, etc., that will develop our income so we can bounce it off for FFP. We have to be patient with this. Yes, we overachieved last season, finished higher than we thought we were going to do. But at the same time, we as fans have to be patient and realize that they're doing it the right way. The owners, they're going about it the right way. They're doing things properly. They're not wanting to get into trouble with FFP. And it'll take however long it takes, basically. Paul Temple says, disappointed Maxi leaving. However, excited for Barnes' arrival. From what I've seen of him, I honestly don't know what foot he is. Looks quality. He can hit with both his left and his right, Billy, which I think makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's one of these players that he's got a trick as well. He can go outside or inside the right back. Yeah, looking forward to seeing him play. And he gets goals as well, which is a massive thing for us.
Yeah. Now, if you are looking for the game, because, we don't want people coming on all the time during the first half and saying what the game is on NUFC TV. It is $7.99 to stream it. And it is on Rangers' website as well for the same price. Now, what we're led to believe is all the proceeds that are raised on both websites for the streaming is going to Alan McGregor's charity, which I think is fantastic if that's the case. So there it is. It's on the Newcastle website. Just go to NUFC TV option and it's on there if you do want to pay for it. If not, just listen to us. We've got nearly 1,500 watching already before even kickoff, which is fabulous. Of course, we broke records on Saturday for the Gateshead game, so thank you again for all the new subscribers and viewers. If you do like what you're seeing, guys, and you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. It is free to do so. Come and be part of our incredible community here on the Toon Review, and also hit that notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any future videos. We are currently standing at 21,590. Let's get close to 22. We would absolutely love that by the end of the match. Ian Fleming, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, as a Celtic and Toon fan, 5-0 to the Toon tonight. Well, I know John Sinclair's up there tonight. I hope he hasn't made his mouth go that he follows Celtic as well.
I don't think so. He's even took off his Twitter bio.
Yes, I noticed that. Father Jack says, Tonali be thinking, damn, I need a brolly for this country. Yeah, it looks like it's raining up there again. I haven't put the stream on yet, to be honest. I'm just going through. Ab says, Skint, have you not lot heard of this little thing called FFP? Exactly. Another John Sinclair says, we are behind when it's sponsorship income, stuck with FCB deals. Absolutely, John, we certainly are. We stuck with that. And hopefully now, after this season, that'll start to develop into something way more positive. That's what we're hoping for. By the way, Billy, I don't know whether you've seen pictures on social media. There's a couple of pictures of when we came out for the game against Gateshead. Kieran Trippier was followed by, I think it was Matt Ritchie, or Matt Ritchie followed by Jamal Lewis. I'm not sure which one it was. But did you notice the patterns on the strips were completely different?
I've seen something about it, yeah. It's a typical cast.
I mean, that's terrible,
thing,
that.
isn't it? It is, yeah.
I mean, it's clear as well. When you look at the two players, they're not, the two strips are completely different. I mean, what the hell is all that about? This is just another cock-up from Castore.
It's disgusting. The biggest kit malfunction I ever saw was the 87 Cup final when Spurs came out. Half the team had sponsors on the front and half didn't.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was the worst I've ever seen. But to have absolutely different patterns on this shirt, that goes a step further, surely. That's all down to the makers. Mickey Mouse outfit. Why we were associated with them, well, I do know why, and it's because of the previous.
Of course, we know why. Yeah, absolutely. Baz Down Under says, "Are we being greedy with Darlow?" I don't think we are, Billy. I mean, I've seen a lot of stories today regarding Darlow and the fact that Middlesbrough and who else was it? Hull City look to have pulled out of signing him because of the fee being too high. No, it's a £5 million transfer fee, which I think is perfectly reasonable for Carl Darlow, given his experience for one. And he is still a decent goalkeeper.
Yeah, for a championship side, £5 million shouldn't be too much for a goalkeeper. It's how much wages he wants on top of it. I guess that might be stopping him from buying him if he wants 40k a week, which is way too much for a championship side for a goalkeeper.
Yeah. Now, just before we do start the stream, the usual is in place, guys. No spoilers at all, because some people may not be watching the game. They may be just listening to us. Or they may be slightly behind, whatever it may be, or if you were in front, please don't put anything in the chat about what's happening in the game until we commentate on it. That makes it fair for everybody that's watching. They'll hear the live commentary, and then we can talk about it in the chat. Please don't spoil it for anybody. If you do, the mods will remove you, and we don't want that to happen. We want everybody to have a great night on the watch-along again. Enjoy the commentary. Enjoy it if you're watching it as well. You can watch it online, knock the commentary off, listen to ours, and just have a great night all around. So please just stick to the rules and not spoil it for everybody else. Killian says, Maxi leaving sucks, but Barnes is a sensible buy, just not an exciting one. I feel he'll do a good job for sure. So happy about it. Hopefully we can shift some of the dead wood. Well, I think Barnes will improve under Eddie Howe. I think he did really well at Leicester, given that they were relegated last season, and he did really, really well. I think he got 13 goals. That says something. And the goals that he scored, some of them were crackers as well. Great skill. So I think if he can get help off Eddie moving on and becoming an even better player, then that can only benefit Newcastle United as far as I'm concerned. Jock, thank you very much for your $7.99 super chat. He says, I can't watch the match and listen at the same time, so I'll listen on here because, to be honest, the commentary on here will be miles better. Thank you very much, Jock. I appreciate that. Stephen says, I want to see Tonali. I've watched him. He's a real talent. Yes, he is. And he's our real talent, Billy, and I think that's what everyone's excited about.
Really looking forward to seeing him tonight, and in that atmosphere as well. You know, it's going to be a fantastic atmosphere to play in. He'll be used to that kind of thing as well, playing in Milan
the
derbies,
Milan derbies, etc., and playing in Rome, where we know it's very loud in Rome from time to time. Barnes and Maxi are different types of wingers. One scores while the other creates. Yeah, but I've seen Barnes put some fabulous balls in for Vardy a couple of years ago. You know, when Vardy was knocking them in. So. Look, Barnes can do both jobs. Do I think who is the better finisher? I think Barnes is a better finisher than Maxi. I think that has been proved. Maxi, towards the end of last season, was providing a lot more. Again on Saturday against, I know it was only Gateshead, but he could have had 4 assists in that game. So I think Eddie, you know, if there is that kind of thing to work on with Barnes, I think that will happen, and he'll work on the crossing. But I think, you know, the likes of Wilson and Isak will be thinking, you know, if he can cross a ball, there's no doubt about that. Tonali and Trippier on set pieces. I'll be interested to see what happens with the set pieces tonight, Billy. Who's going to be taking them?
I think they'll mix and match. I really do. It depends where on the pitch it's going to be. Whether they want an in-swing or an out-swing, it depends. Defensively, it makes it better for us if tonight takes them, obviously, because Trippier doesn't have to come forward.
Chris says, how does anyone know we're buying Barnes? Well, I don't know whether you've read much of the press, but literally everybody has said that Barnes is heading to Newcastle. But, you know, it may not happen. It may be a smoke screen again. We know what they're like with smoke screens, but I genuinely think Harvey Barnes will be in the States with Newcastle. Jay Devlin, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, not talking Mbappe and Neymar here. Surely we can have both Maxi and Barnes. Are we not trying to add depth to the squad? We are, but we're also plagued by that good old, you know, 3 letters FFP. And, you know, we're going to be hit by that for a while, to be honest. Not Small says, evening, Paul and Billy. Looking forward to this one tonight. Much love to the Toon review. Are we expecting Tonali to play in Bruno's position? No. I'm expecting Longstaff to play number 6, Billy, and Tonali to play, you know, further forward.
I disagree. I think it'll be Tonali in the 6 and
really?
Longstaff in his usual position. Well, we've seen what Longstaff did Saturday playing in his 6. He gave a goal away, trying to do things he shouldn't be doing. I think Tonali doesn't do them things. I think he'll start in the 6.
Interesting. Well, I'm just trying to get my stream up and running because we're at kickoff time and all I'm getting is a spinning bloody circle here, which is very annoying.
They're not quite a picture and what I'm seeing.
Well, I'm going to refresh it and start again and see if we get it this time.
No, it's telling me to.
Yep, I'm on now. I best turn the sound off. The players aren't on the pitch yet, but it is absolutely packed to the rafters. It is a full Ibrox. Zishan, thank you for your $4.99 super chat. He says, hi, guys. Just because he hasn't got a fancy name doesn't mean Barnes ain't good. He scored some bangers and is good with both feet. Exactly. You know, but everybody's willing just to crucify him before he's even bloody kicked the ball for us, which, let's be honest, is quite the norm for us. But look at those. I mean, the Newcastle. I can see the Newcastle fans behind the goal singing their absolute hearts out already. There isn't a seat to be had. Now we know that it's a testimonial. Now whether it goes the way of testimonials normally, saying that the guys whose testimonial it is has to win the game, I don't think it's going to be like that tonight, to be honest. When England versus Scotland happens, I think Rangers will certainly want to win the game, as will Newcastle United. And certainly for Newcastle, Billy, the players that are on the pitch tonight, they'll be wanting to prove a point to Eddie Howe. Some of them, they'll be wanting to say, look, I'm good enough to be in the starting 11 here.
Well, yeah, it's the first real big game of pre-season, and players will be putting their hands up saying that we want to start the season in the position in the team. Longstaff's got a point to prove for starters. Callum Wilson has. He's got a point to prove. He wants to be starting in the centre forward position, and at the minute he's in competition with Isak. We shall see.
I mean, look, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this game goes, because I think the fact that it's packed out, the fact that it's, you know, Scotland Premier League team, it's an English Premier League team who are also in the Champions League along with Rangers. It's a big game, this. And I know it's only the second pre-season game of the season, but like you said last night, Billy, there's a lot of these players haven't had a long time to rest up. They've been playing in tournaments or kept themselves fit during the summer. It hasn't really been an extendedly long break like some summers are. It's been quite short, even though it seems like a lifetime ago since the season ended. But in reality, it's been quite short.
Yeah, season finished late, of course, because of the World Cup. So it's not as important this year that there'll be no army training this year. They'll only been out at the most, most of them. And they had a break in mid-season last year, of course. Let's not forget that. So the fatigue shouldn't be there as much this year.
Interesting. Rangers only in the Champions League because the Scottish League is crap, says Big Dog. Well, look, you can say what you want about the Scottish League. I don't think it really matters. They are in the Champions League, whether you like it or not. Now, at the minute, there's still no sign of the players coming out the tunnel. I'm seeing a few Rangers mascots kicking about, but there's no teams come out yet for the match. So I don't know what the delay is, or whether it's just because it's packed out. They've had to wait till the fans are in the stadium, or not. I don't know, but no teams have emerged yet. Emmett, thank you very much for your $4.99 super chat. Can't we sell Maxi for cash up front to Saudi and buy others in installments? I love Maxi, but it's good business. We need way more depth. I think, Billy, that the actual transfer for Maxi will be paid up front, as we've just seen the players now coming out. McGregor is, of course, captain of Rangers tonight, leading his team out. Kieran Trippier, captain of the Toon. The weather doesn't look too bad at Ibrox. It's a lot of the fans are in short sleeve shirts. It's not raining, which makes a change for Glasgow.
Looks very pleasant, doesn't it?
It does. Newcastle are in the black and white tonight with black shorts and white socks. So just to run through the teams again: McGregor, Tavernier, Lundstrom. Oh, it's gone to. Oh, there it is. Lundstrom, Suter, Jack, Cantwell, Lammers, Seamer, and it's disappeared off the screen. God, you have to be quick to read these teams out. Newcastle lineup: Carriers, Trippier, Share, Botman, Target, Longstaff, Anderson, Tonali, Almirón, Lewis, Wilson. So there you go. It's not showing the full bench, unfortunately. It's shown about 5 of the youngsters on the bench, but it must have flashed up. I don't know why they did it that way, but never mind. And the players now just all shaking hands, ready to go. Big night, of course, for Alan McGregor. Been one hell of a servant to Rangers. 346 appearances for Rangers, which is absolutely brilliant. And this handshakes are almost done. But Newcastle have the massive big flag there. They have taken one end of the ground. It's absolutely heaving. All round Ibrox. It really is. Guys, please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any future videos. We really do appreciate it. We really want to get as close to 22K tonight as we possibly can. I know that's a big ask, guys, but keep sharing, keep subscribing if you're new. And we'll get there sooner rather than later. Now, I'm interested to see how Carriers performs tonight, Billy, because obviously he will be tested at some point. We know he played the second half against Gateshead. For me, looked very comfortable playing that kind of Nick Pope role in the sweeper keeper. Came for a couple of crosses, collected them nicely. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely.
And it's a cauldron of hostility behind him as well. So this is the kind of atmosphere you want to see him in. Whether he has gotten over that Champions League nightmare he had. It was okay at Wembley. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game to watch him tonight. And I actually believe he should be our number 2, as I said yesterday.
Yeah. I hope he is. I really like Carriers. Zishan, thank you for another $4.99 super chat. You'll have record viewings if Alex makes a halftime appearance. He is making a halftime appearance. So it'll be interesting to see how he's feeling at the moment with regards to ASM. Emmett, thank you for another $199. Saudi cash up front versus us paying in installments. Yeah, look, I think they will pay up front for Maxi. I don't see why a Saudi club with the money they've got over there, they won't be bothered about installments. They'll just pay the money and have it that way. For us, it's a little bit different, of course. Newcastle are going to kick off left to right. I was just looking at the Rangers manager at the moment. Big season coming up for him, of course. Celtic have pretty much dominated, apart from that one season that Rangers won it not very long ago with Steven Gerrard, of course. But it is going to be the Toon to kick off. And we are underway. And I forgot to start the clock, but there you go. It's underway now. Just a second behind. Bollocks to it. So we are underway. And Rangers have a throw.
Put some mini picture so you can see the scoreboard better.
That's what I forgot to do as well, Billy. Thank you very much for reminding me to do that. There we go. So there you go. You can see the scoreboard a little bit, guys. And as I say, we are underway. And immediately Callum Wilson doing some pressing up front. Tavernier hits it long for Rangers as they try and come down our right-hand side. Botman is there to cover. And that is going to be a throw level with the penalty area for Rangers, who look to get off the mark very, very quickly. No names on the back of the shirts at the moment, Billy, but I think they are playing in the squad numbers, though.
Yeah. And if you do it, you give the names, you better read them because them stripes are very narrow, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult, to be honest. It was hell on earth on Saturday when we were trying to commentate, looking at the names of the kids, because you just couldn't read them. That dark green with black writing. I mean, I don't know who thought black would be. Well, if it's Castori, I can understand, but never mind. It is what it is. As Trippier now has the ball in the right back position for Newcastle, low ball in, immediately picks up Miggy Almirón, who's taken down, and a free kick to Newcastle right on the halfway line. Big game for Miggy tonight as well, Billy, because obviously lots of rumours going around that we're looking for a right-sided player as well. So he will want to throw his name in the hat as well and say, Eddie, I'm still here and I'm still playing well.
Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt, we'll link with like wide players, and it will put pressure on Miggy. Straight away he was fouled there, so held the ball up quite nicely.
Long ball over the top from Trippier, almost getting Callum Wilson in. And McGregor very quick off his line just to deny him, but a lovely ball over the top there from the captain. But it doesn't come to anything as McGregor quick off his line. Rangers trying to play out here, and Newcastle pressing extremely quickly. And Tonali almost winning the ball there, itching for him to get on the ball for his first touch. Here he is. Here is the new signing, Tonali, having his shirt pulled. He's trying to be shouldered off the ball, but he just ran it slightly out of play there, and it's a throw into Rangers right by the corner flag. But that's a good sign there, Tonali. They were trying to barge him off the ball, Billy, but good strength by the Italian.
Was indeed, yeah. He was being really pressured there by Barisic, wasn't he? Did really well, but obviously went out of space on the pitch. But promising first touch.
It's quite a positive start, this by Newcastle, certainly on the front foot. As Miggy floats one over, a bit into the middle of nowhere. Matt Targett has to come inside, and he plays it back to Karius, who in turn goes to Fabian Schär. One of the stars of last season, of course, in defence for Newcastle. Longstaff is playing in the six, Billy.
He is, yeah.
Which is interesting. So, but that's not to say that's how it's going to stay, because it may well change. Lovely ball inside by Tonali to Wilson, who then in turn finds Matt Targett. Now out to Jamal Lewis, his first real touch of the ball, playing on the left-hand side, and he's kicked it straight out of play for a goal kick.
A lovely little bit of interplay between Trippier and Tonali there just before that move started, which is promising to see.
Not great from Jamal Lewis, I have to say. I mean, there was plenty there, and he just kicks it out for a goal kick. Just not good. But anyway, but promising start from Newcastle.
Yeah,
certainly pressing Rangers very early on.
It's been really, really good start from us. Energetic. Even Lewis was doing the press early on.
Lewis is coming inside pressing as well. Rangers not being allowed much time on the ball at all. He is Tonali, but the referee's blown for a free kick to Rangers. Not sure it was, to be fair. I think Tonali was eyeing up a 30-yard blockbuster there, Billy, before the whistle went.
He was, yeah. Referee, but that's a whole somewhat harsh, I thought.
I don't think that was a foul, but there you go. But it's a very promising start from Tonali. Looks very hungry as well. As Rangers play it long over the top again. Newcastle coming back. Botman just shepherds Targett out the way to clear the ball. Nice bit of play on the right-hand side by Rangers there. And they win a throw-in midway through Newcastle's half. Mr. Reaction says, aren't these the best nights? Pissing down of rain, steak and chips and peppercorn sauce, mushroom and onion for tea with a can of ale and this fantastic show. Well, it's not pissing down in Glasgow. It looks quite mild and pleasant as Rangers have a corner. So this is a first test for the back line of Newcastle. Let's see how the mighty Karius does, who, by the way, is in the number 18 shirt.
That all came from another Jamal Lewis mistake, I hasten to add.
It did. It did. I didn't want to say anything, Billy. In comes the corner, right to the back post, and it's a very, very good header by Kieran Trippier. And he plays the ball straight away to Jamal Lewis now on the right-hand side, but he can't keep the ball in. Just a little bit of too much pace on it for Jamal Lewis to keep it in, or he was away there. But again, Billy looking to get on the break very, very quickly there.
The angle he ran at weren't great, to be fair. I mean, I'm criticising for criticism's sake, but he ran at a different angle to the ball at first, and that's cost him the yard he needed to get the ball.
Yeah. Long ball again, trying over the top for Rangers. It's a very good one, but Karius comes out of his box and heads it calmly down to Kieran Trippier. Very good goalkeeping, I have to say, again, from Loris Karius there.
Yeah, it's something you won't see Martin Dubravka do.
No, you're right. I mean, Karius seems to have the same sort of game as Nick Pope, doesn't he? Very, very quick off his line. Plays a very high line in, when the ball's in the opposition half as well. And a nice calm ball there to Fabian Schär. Schär then left-footed ball out to Kieran Trippier. Lovely ball on the right-hand side. Trippier now into the Rangers half, looking for support. He cuts inside. He's got Elliot Anderson, Miggy here. Miggy holds off, very well played, and lays it up to Botman. Botman now will go left again to Jamal Lewis, who is in acres of space. Lewis now, what can he do with this? He's got an overlap from Anderson, doesn't use it, goes back to Target. Target then to Elliot Anderson. Anderson again looking for support, gets it from Matt Target. Back inside to Elliot Anderson. Lovely bit of football from Newcastle there, but good defending. Little ball inside from Elliot Anderson, and very good defending to hold off Callum Wilson there, or else Wilson was in for a shot. Good play that, Billy.
Yeah, it was excellent bit of possession football, wasn't it, going forward as well. Even letting Jesus say Jamal Lewis involved in it. But yeah, some beautiful football from the Newcastle midfield especially. Oh,
McGregor's giving it straight away. Poor ball by McGregor. Newcastle have an opportunity here. Just playing a little bit too techie, and a free kick to Rangers for a handball by Miggy after a terrible goal kick from Alan McGregor there. Jay Devlin, thank you for your £2 super chat. Kit looks great in action this year, and I'm liking the white socks. Yeah, well, it certainly makes us stand out a bit more. I'm still unsure of the away strip, to be honest, but that will have to grow on me. That's gone out to play there. Good play by Lewis there, holding off Tavernier and forcing him to run the ball out of play. So a couple of dodgy... Well, actually, he's given the throw to Rangers. I'm not sure where the hell that happened from.
That's nonsense. In fact, the free kick before for handball for Miggy was nonsense.
I don't know how Miggy was supposed to do anything about that.
Yeah, it wasn't a free kick. I don't know who's refereeing this, but obviously he's a bit of a homer, let's say.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a bit of a Simpson, doesn't he? Foul by Tonali there, but a free kick taken quickly by Rangers, who come now down the right-hand side. Again, some defending for Matty Target. In comes the cross. It's too deep for everybody. Kieran Trippier is just going to let this roll out for a Newcastle United throw. Danny says, love the home and love the away. Looking forward to the third kit. Yeah, we haven't seen anything of that yet. I wonder if it's the one that we predicted was going to be the away kit, Billy, that sort of purpley orange thing. I know you weren't sold on that, but yeah, be interesting to see what we come out with. But anyway, guys, we are over 2,150 already viewing, so thank you so much. I think 2,400 is our record. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit that bell. That'll let you know when we upload or go live. Tonali really scrapping for the ball there. It was a very poor pass out of defence from Botman that I think put Elliot Anderson immediately under pressure. But Tonali looks very feisty, Billy.
Referee couldn't wait to give a free kick either, though, could he?
But I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm loving that determination from Tonali there.
I don't think that's a foul. I think well, maybe it is. Maybe he's got hold of his shoulder.
Yeah,
quite strong from the Rangers play too, to be fair.
Free kick to. I don't like Karius's brown gloves, Billy. I'm not a fan of brown. No, it reminds me of 80s cars. You know, with the brown velour. Not nice.
It's very driving glove material, isn't it? Like old
yes.
Old lady at the post office Thursday morning getting a pension glove.
Yes. Oh, did you hear about Thelma next door? Yeah, something along them lines, yeah. I don't know why I mentioned Thelma. I haven't a clue who Thelma is, to be honest. Anyway, Newcastle have a throw-in midway through their own half here. And it's going to be Matty Target to take it. He throws it to Botman. Botman, in turn, goes across to Fabian Schär, who then pumps one long Brilliant ball again up the line to Trippier, and Trippier bombs forward. He's got Miggy on the outside. Trippier looking for the cross. It's a poor ball in. And that's where we've got to improve this season. We know down that right-hand side, some of the deliveries coming in as Trippier then goes and wins the ball, but it bounces off him for a corner. But he had an opportunity there, Billy, to get a good cross in, and again, couldn't beat the man.
He had Tonali stood outside him as well. Or Miggy, I should say.
But I have to say, it's a positive start to this game. Newcastle certainly not treating this as a testimonial from what we've seen so far. And to be fair, neither are Rangers. There's been some real tussles going on in the middle of the park so far.
The player I've been impressed with so far is Fabian Schär. His distribution of Trippier has been fantastic. The two balls out, like really good.
Yep. And at the moment, Matt Targett is on the ball. Sven Botman on the penalty spot, knocks it across to Fabian Schär. Schär, just a small little pass now to Trippier. Trippier cuts back, and he just thumps it back to Sven Botman. Botman just on the edge of the D now, having a look, seeing what's available to him. Rolls it to Matt Targett on the left-hand side. Targett brings it forward slowly, just keeping possession. This is what I like, Billy. The back four seem to never panic on the ball. They're just very, very comfortable in possession.
They're not being pressed, to be fair, though, are they? The Rangers aren't pressing the
Oh, what a ball from Fabian Schär. Right up to Elliot Anderson. A wonderful ball. Anderson trying to get it out to Lewis, couldn't, but eventually Longstaff does. Lewis has it on the left-hand side. It's cut back to Matt Targett. Targett there, nice bit of skill, and then is fouled, and a free kick to Newcastle. What a ball by Schär, Billy.
It's a pity Anderson couldn't tell that he's tried to been clean through on goal, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he
Fantastic pass. Fantastic pass. He started really well, Schär. Really well.
That was a lovely bit of skill by Matt Targett, by the way. We've taken the free kick quickly. Longstaff's knocked it across to Trippier, slightly behind him. Trippier then in turn hits a thunderbolt of a crossfield pass. And, Targett couldn't keep it in. I don't know who Trippier was trying to hit there, whether it was Lewis or Targett. Either way, it's gone for a Rangers throw-in.
It's completely dissected the two, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
It's sent by Targett to take it down on 1 foot.
Yeah. Ian Skinner says, Tonali looks like a real baller. Going to be a real fan favourite. Very exciting. All the clothes I've bought in the last year or so have been brown, says Richard. I must be trendy. Absolutely. Brown is the new white. I don't know. I don't know what colours are trending. Black and white for me all the way. Here's Kieran Trippier now, just level with the edge of the Rangers penalty area. Plays a little ball inside for Tonali. It was a good run by Tonali, but just slightly overhit. Too much pace on the ball there. But that was, again, lovely run cutting into the box there from Tonali and good heads-up play from Trips.
He was just slightly overhit the pass, like you say, just slightly wrong angle. Took it out of play. But, yeah, good show there from Tonali to get in the box, get forward with the forwards. It's something we don't see Longstaff do. And when he does do it, he usually falls over the ball, doesn't he? Or puts it wide. But promising.
Good defending again from Sven Botman there. Cantwell bringing the ball forward, trying to play it through to... is it Seema, the number 19, Billy? I think it is.
Yeah, Seema, yeah.
Seema. And Cantwell tried to chip it over to him, and Botman just went in front of him and said, you're not having that, sunshine. Very strong defending there by Sven Botman, who, of course, was called into the senior Dutch squad over the summer, which is brilliant to see. Here is Tonali on the ball now. Lovely little ball out to the right-hand side. Trippier certainly finding a lot of space out there in the first 15 minutes of this game, Bill.
It is, yeah. His distribution, again, hasn't been superb, has it? I mean, 1 or 2 good passes, but his crossing's been a bit wanting, to be fair.
Absolutely. Here's Elliot Anderson. He's got Matt Targett on his left-hand side. Targett, lovely little cut ball inside. That's lovely football from Newcastle. And Lewis gets to the byline. He gets a cross in. Miggy can't quite bring it down. It was slightly behind everybody, the cross from Lewis. But good football again from Newcastle United. But again, just that last bit of play there to pick the ball out. That looked like a foul, but the referee says no. Oh, brilliant play by Fabian Schär, bursting forward. Brilliant play. Wilson tried to flick it back to Fabian Schär, but we've got it back now with Miggy. Good pressing again from Newcastle. Miggy gets it back to Trips. Trippier then into Miggy again. Now, what can Miggy do? Lays it into Trippier. Trippier gets the cross in, cleared away by Rangers. Tonali's got the ball. Lovely little ball down to Miggy again. Can Miggy get a cross in? He goes short, and he rifled it into Longstaff. Longstaff loses the ball, and Rangers with Cantwell now being pressed again. Very, very high pressing from Newcastle United, put a poor ball in from Longstaff. Good defending again by Sven Botman. He's getting the better of Seema all the time at the minute with these balls in the air. And eventually Longstaff plays a nice ball back to Botman, and Botman brings it away again. he just looks like a Rolls Royce, Billy. He's just easing forward all the time.
Yeah, definitely. And the past 5 minutes, Newcastle have stepped up 2 gears, and it's 100% possession for us, really, in the past 5 minutes.
It's absolutely fantastic football we're playing here. Good ball by Trippier again. Miggy going after it. Cuts it back on his right foot. Got no power behind it, though. To be fair, he was stretching for the ball. Wilson wins that back very well. A very strong tackle as well, but he's happy to win it. A lot of boots are going flying in here, Billy. It's fair to say.
Yeah, it's blood and good stuff, isn't it? Again, brilliant stuff from Newcastle. Press was great, but just not getting the final ball in a minute.
Oh, lovely 1-2 between Anderson and Tonali. Anderson plays it to Miggy. It's 1-0. Brilliant goal from Newcastle United. And Miggy Almirón with a beautiful finish into the bottom corner. And that is what we love to see. Brilliant interplay between Tonali and Anderson. And a good ball into Miggy. And he just curled it with the left foot into the far corner. And Newcastle United in the, what is it now? We've got, where's the time clock? 16 minutes gone. Newcastle United have taken the lead. Billy Bob.
Fantastic build-up. It's been coming for the last 5 or 6 minutes. We know we've been really good with the ball. But the final ball was the one thing that was lacking. Not on that occasion. Fantastic 1-2 between Tonali and Anderson. Fed out to Miggy, and that was the finish we saw 12 times last season in the bottom corner, the opposite corner with his left foot. Superb goal. Superb goal.
Absolutely brilliant. The finish was brilliant as well. Let's not take anything away from Miggy, Billy. That finish was brilliant.
It's exactly what we saw last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Virtually all of his goal went into the far corner, and that was unstoppable from McGregor, even though he didn't hit it hard. It was just perfectly placed. Great finish, but a fantastic build-up. Tonali's ball through to Anderson was phenomenal.
Certainly was. So Newcastle United lead by 1-0. Brilliant interplay between Anderson and, of course, Tonali. And the finish, exquisite, I think it's fair to say, from Miggy. Beautifully curled into the far corner. Now, Billy, the conversation about Miggy will continue, of course, about, is he going to be good enough, etc., etc. But look, if he plays like that and scores goals like that throughout the season, instead of sort of disappearing for time on end, things will be very different.
Yeah, he had a great start of the season last season, didn't he? Let's be honest, until Christmas, he was phenomenal. The World Cup didn't come at the right time for him. After that, it took him some time to get into stride again. But towards the end of the season, he was hitting them kind of heights without scoring goals. So, yeah, I think Miggy's got a point to prove. But at the minute, I'm quite happy to him being inside if he's doing things like that.
Well, look, the space was created because of the movement of the Newcastle players there. They dragged the Rangers players across to the right-hand side. It left space for Miggy there, and Miggy took it with open arms. We've played some bloody good stuff this first half.
It's really sweet, some of the stuff. And it was nice to see Anderson actually being on the same wavelength as Tonali, running into space where Tonali could hit.
That's got to excite the manager, hasn't it, Billy? The way
100%.
Anderson's combining with him there.
That's got to be a free kick, referee. Got to be a free kick.
Well, it wasn't. Again, Seema is given nothing from Sven Botman. Seema did well to keep the ball this time. Rangers have the ball in the middle of the park. But Newcastle United are not here just to make up the numbers, Billy. It's quite clear that they're here to put on a show. They realise that 8,000 fans have travelled up for this game and they want to see us absolutely, go to town as Rangers kick the ball out of play for no apparent reason. Calvin, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, call me crazy, but Lewis looks better at left wing than left back. Well, we've said that before, that we like to see him more forward anyway. I think, Billy, you've mentioned loads of times that seeing him more as a forward than a defender.
He's got better as the game's gone on. He had a bit of a dodgy start.
Actually,
the last 5 or 6 minutes, he's been involved. He's got himself forward nicely. He's not given the ball away. He's not done anything silly. But, yeah, he's got better as the game's gone on. Credit to him. And
listen, it'll give him confidence the more he plays on that left-hand side. I mean, is that an option for Eddie next season to play Lewis higher up? I don't know. We know that Eddie Howe likes Jamal Lewis, but I guess time will tell. Lovely ball out again to the left-hand side. Lewis, lovely cushion ball down to Matt Targett. And Newcastle again pressing for another goal here. Targett making his way towards the goal into Wilson. Wilson knocks it back to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff then finds Jamal Lewis again on the left-hand side. Lewis looking for a runner. Gets it from Elliot Anderson. Anderson turns, looks back. He'll just roll this back now to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff then whips a ball across, looking for Miggy. Finds his target. Miggy cushions it down for Kieran Trippier. Trippier's touch is not a good one, and Newcastle lose the ball. But then the snap back in at the heels of the Rangers players. Here is Callum Wilson. through the legs. I thought that was opening up for Elliot Anderson. I thought originally it was Tonali coming in there for a left-footed shot. It was Anderson, but it was blocked. Some absolutely brilliant football from Newcastle so far.
It's been superb. Say, since the 10-minute mark, it's been non-stop. It's not just been a case of hoofing either. It's been really cultured stuff. Really, really sweet to watch. It really is. Fabian Schär's passing, by the way, has been absolutely unbelievable. I've said it 3 times now.
Absolutely
it's been astonishing.
Absolutely breathtaking. You know what it is, though? We are playing like a Champions League football side here. This football that we're playing, I know it's a friendly, and, we'll say that till we're blue in the face, but the football we're playing is absolutely sensational the first 20 minutes.
It has, yeah. And Rangers haven't been able to deal with the press. Every time they've won the ball back, they've lost it straight away. The press has been that ferocious.
And it just goes to show, friendly or not, Eddie Howe will not relent on his press and football. He will not relent on that. He wants to see it every game we play.
Well, if ever it's going to fade, the press, it's going to be in one of these pre-season games. Just can't see a bar of it. They're really snapping at the heels every time we lose the ball.
I mean, we're just so comfortable in possession. There's another ball from Schär right across to Lewis. Absolutely on his feet, but Lewis is just slightly offside this time. Unlucky that. Because I can only see that being a very slight offside decision, Billy.
He shouldn't be offside there if he is. You're looking across the whole line. But it was, so there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, we're almost at 2,400 watching. 2,400 is our record, so it could be broken tonight. Thank you so much. If you are new to the channel and you like what you're seeing, guys, all the Newcastle United games, we have full commentary on here on the Toon Review. Obviously, we can't broadcast them live or anything like that for copyright reasons and things like that, but we can commentate, and we will be bringing you every game for Newcastle United this season, where cameras are, of course. If there's no cameras there, there's nothing we can do about it, but most of the games we will have live on the channel. So please subscribe if you are new and hit that bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any future videos. So thank you for that in advance. And of course, you can donate to the channel like so many wonderful people have already tonight by hitting the $sign, which is just at the bottom of the chat. And that will get your comment read out straight away as well. And if you want to become a member of the Toon Review, hit the join button just underneath us and you will be entered into all the members prize draws. We're going to start bringing videos out that will have members access for the first hour or something like that. So lots coming up. Paul, can you minimize Billy's screen? My girl just asked me, who's that sexy man on the right? Interesting. That's from Forever Ron. Thank you for your $5.99 for that and putting a smile on Billy Bob's face. Tonali just looks magnificent in a black and white shirt, Billy. And he's, again, high-fiving there with Longstaff, winning the ball back. Tenacious stuff from Newcastle, Billy. Brilliant from Tonali.
Well. He was kicked there as well, wasn't he? Yeah, he wanted that ball more than anyone else, and he got there first. Had no right to win.
And did you see that look he gave the Rangers player there? He just sort of turned back and grimaced at him.
It's Kieran Dowd, the ex-Norwich player, that's done him there. On his ankle, he's just got straight up and played on.
He is a tough nut, Tonali. We've seen so many times in so many clips from Italy when he's been defending his players as well. He's not frightened to get stuck in.
Hell of a player. Got everything, hasn't he?
Yep.
Look forward to seeing him and Bruno together.
Oh, God. I mean, talk about pornographic football. We're just getting a little bit tied up in our defense, playing out from the back there. Carrier's getting a little bit of a little bit skew with Sven Botman there, but we've got the throw in anyway. And Target lays it just back to Sven Botman, who now just slowly brings it out in his Rolls Royce. And then Longstaff lays it back to Fabian Schär, who never seems to look like he's pressured or hurried into doing anything that he doesn't want to do. Good football again from Newcastle. Wilson this time coming deep for the ball, and he lays that back to Fabian Schär. Schär again pings another beautiful ball over for Miggy. Miggy's got work to keep that in, and he does, but he's kicked it out for a throw-in rather than a goal kick. This range of passing the Schär, it's incredible, Billy. It's
like watching Franz Beckenbauer. Literally, you can't get any
that's high praise indeed. Absolutely.
It's like watching sweeping balls left and right. Balls through the middle too. He's got the vision. He's been phenomenal tonight with the ball at his feet. Phenomenal.
Certainly has. Brendan Flynn says, brilliant commentary, lads, from Brendan. Watching in work in Kilkenny in Ireland. Thank you very much, Brendan. Sophia, good evening to you. There aren't many managers out there like how coaches who can develop and improve players. It's easy to spend loads of money on players who are already superstars. Indeed. And again, a lovely ball there. Just couldn't get Miggy away. Barisic came across and just intercepted that ball, or we were in again. And I think Ibrox has been sort of stunned here by how good Newcastle's football's been, Billy.
They'll appreciate how good it is, though. To be fair to the Rangers lot, they'll be looking on in admiration, hoping that they can aspire to this kind of football next season in the Premier League, Scottish Premier League, I should say.
Absolutely. Rachel says, I think I'm in love with Tonali. Well, I think many people will be, Rachel, to be honest. Jason says, trust me, under Howe, Barnes will be flying if we get him. Yeah, I mean, there's not one player that we've brought in who hasn't performed. I know that, when you bring players in on transfers, there's always that element of risk, but we have not had a failure that's been brought in under this new regime, Billy. I mean, you could say Matt Target, but he's been injured quite a lot, so he hasn't had a decent run. Longstaff gets knocked off the ball there, and we win a free kick. Lundstrom, it was Elliot Anderson, actually. Lundstrom, of course, the former Sheffield United player who moved to Rangers last season. Kieran Trippier now just over the halfway line, rolls it into Tonali. Tonali whips a ball over the top for Wilson. Oh my God, just slightly overhit. But if that had slightly less pace on it, Wilson was in. Incredible ball.
One touch as well. One touch.
I mean,
no look.
He knew where he was putting that ball before he even got it.
The vision. And actually, what's even good about it is the telepathy that have built up already. He's only been playing for Newcastle for 26.5 minutes, 27 minutes, and already he's finding him.
He looks like he's been here all his life. I know it's only a friendly, and we're not getting too carried away, but you can only play as well as what you can, and we are not taking this game as a friendly. We've played quite a very upbeat game, Billy.
It's been fantastic. It really has. Bit of a shaky first 5-10 minutes, but since then, it's been superb, exemplary stuff.
Gary says, great commentary, lads, from Dodger, who is on an oil rig in Angola. Well, good evening to you, Gary. And thank you for tuning in, my man.
We've gone over 2,500.
Yeah, 2,500 watching, guys. Incredible. And we're only half an hour into the game. Thank you so much. If you are enjoying and new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. We are desperately trying to get towards 22K by the end of the broadcast tonight. And with your help, we'll get very close. So thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button and the bell, and don't miss any uploads or live shows. So thank you so much. We have hit the best viewing figures ever. We are the most, there's no doubt about it, that we are the most viewed live channel out of the Newcastle channels for live shows. We get the biggest viewing figures for all the live shows, and that's down to you guys out there. So thank you for your incredible, incredible support. Anyway, Trippier now just over the halfway line for Newcastle. He rolls it back to Fabian Schär. Again, Schär, Matt Target's making a run. He rolls it into Longstaff, who loses the ball again. In fact, I think it was Anderson who, they've got very similar haircuts, them two. They look, I know Longstaff's slightly taller, but when the player's in action. But that's twice now the ball's been nicked into Elliott, and he's lost the ball there. He's just got to just settle down a little bit, Billy.
It was a good play from Lundstrom to spot it, though, to be fair to him. It was a good pass. He was trying to take it on the turn and roll with it. Couldn't do it. Good footing from Lundstrom winning the ball back. It's all progressive. Everything we do is progressive. There's hardly any backward paces, is there?
Absolutely, yeah. Which is fantastic to watch. I mean, we've been so used to over the years of watching Newcastle just go sideways and backwards. It's incredible that every time we get the ball, it now goes forward no matter what. As Jamal Lewis makes a foul there. Bradley says, great commentary. Come on, Newcastle. Keep smashing it. Tonali sounds amazing. Well, that's because he is. No, Paul, it's because the Toon review commentary is the best. Thanks, Sophia. Emmett, thank you for another $4.99. He says, Paul, I'll give you another super chat to say the Georgians guy's name correctly. Oh. Kvaratskhelia. There, I've done my best. Anyway, Rangers have an opportunity here on the edge of the D. It's a shot comes in, and Karius is in the right place to hold on to the ball. That is brilliant. Dean says, first time I've come across you guys and loving your commentary. We'll definitely be watching and listening in the future. Thank you very much, Dean. I hope you've got yourself subscribed, my man, and welcome to the channel. Really enjoying the show, lads. First watched on Saturday, even better tonight, says Sylvia. Thank you very much. And Longstaff has the ball now in the 6th position, rolls it into Callum Wilson. Good turn by Callum. Lays it off to Kieran Trippier now. He's got Miggy outside him. Rolls it into Miggy. Trippier goes on the overlap. It's laid up to Trippier. Doesn't fire it in first time. Cuts back. Looking for support. Flicks it into Tonali. Tonali to Trippier. To Miggy. Great football again by Newcastle. Back to Fabian Schär. Then just rolls it in. They've got Rangers looking around all over the place here. Here's Miggy again on the left foot. 1-2 with Wilson. Good interception. Corner Newcastle. Fabulous football, Billy.
It's been fantastic, hasn't it? Just running Rangers ragged at times here now. Finding space. Every ball's perfect. Good defending from the number 5 there, whoever he may be. Brilliant, but suicide, isn't it? Brilliant play from Newcastle to get the corner there.
Superb, man. It really is. In fact, it's gone for a throw, not a corner, but they've took it quickly. Emmett's given another $1.99 and said, that's close enough. Thanks for the laugh. You're very welcome, Emmett. Thank you so much. Rangers now breaking through the middle with Cantwell. And he's laid it off, looking for Seamer down the left-hand side. Botman comes across. Not really going anywhere, Seamer, at the moment, but does cut it back to Cantwell. He's not difficult to spot, is he, with his flowing blonde locks, Billy?
He's not, no. It's all came from a misplaced pass from Targi, by the way.
Yeah. If you've just joined us, just over half an hour gone in the game. Newcastle leading 1-0. Scored by Miggy Almirón in the 16th minute. An absolute beauty of a goal. And it's fair to say that Newcastle have... simply dominated this game so far. They are 100% fired up for it. And I think this is the bit of the... this is the first part of the game, Billy, where we've seen Rangers actually hold on to the ball for a little bit.
It's been a long time since the first 5-10 minutes, yeah. We're not really pressed them. We're letting them play in front of us, aren't we?
Yeah.
And that was the first shot they had a minute ago, half an hour in. So that shows the dominance we've had.
They're just having a little bit of possession in Newcastle's half at the moment. MCFRTV says, not a Newcastle fan, but this live came up in my recommended, and you two are brilliant at commentary, really entertaining. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Jimmy wants to know if anyone's done a wellness check on Stato with the ASM links. Well, he'll be on at half-time, so we'll check up on him then. Chance for Rangers, and the shot goes wide. Just got through there a little bit, and it ended up being a bit of a poor finish, that Billy. Kind of snatched at the opportunity.
They've had the ball for quite a while, but yeah, like you say, it was a very snatched ball. It left right wide of the right-hand post there.
Should have done better, Dal, with that one, actually. He had a lot more space than I think he realised there to get a shot away.
Yeah, he did have more time than what he thought.
As Newcastle now bring the ball out with Sven Botman. He then goes across to... It's amazing, these two centre-backs we have. You know, when they're on the ball, they just look like so comfortable, don't they? They just think, we're not going to be rushed. No way. It's incredible the way they play the game.
Rangers don't want to press them, that's the point, because if they do and then get caught out of position, they're in trouble.
They know how quick we are on the break, don't they? I think they've seen that a few times. Here's Kieran Trippier now. Tonali looks in support. He goes to Callum Wilson instead. Wilson with 3 around him, tripped over, but play goes on. Lovely little play by Miggy Almirón there, skipping over the Rangers player who came in at 110 mile an hour to try and tackle him there. Just flicked the ball over him and said, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, Botman's got it on the halfway line now, switches it to Matt Targett. Targett in turn goes down the line. That's a good run from Elliot Anderson. Anderson now by the corner flag. Holds the ball up, looks for support. Good strength there from Elliot. Finds Jamal Lewis. Lewis cuts inside, back to Anderson. Inside again to Targett. Targett to Lewis. Good bit of play this by Newcastle again. Tonali sweeps it out. Oh, what a ball that is. Trippier in acres of space. Rolls it into Miggy again, who goes for the left foot lob from just inside the box. And it's gone over the bar. But again, Billy, the football is just brilliant stuff.
Oh, it's hard to describe how good it is. We had the ball there for a good 2 minutes, pulling the Rangers inside and out. In the end, it fell to a shot from Miggy. He was quite cheeky with a little lob from inside the box. But the ball from Tonali to Trippier again was phenomenal.
As Cantwell fouls, and it's a free kick to Newcastle. Doug from the Dugout channel, please go and check Doug's channel out. It's a brilliant football channel that Doug's got going. Big friend of the channel. Thank you for your £5 super chat, mate. Evening, Paul and Billy. 10 weeks today, our little one arrives, which is absolutely bonkers. Hope you're both having a great summer so far. Yeah, your life is about to change big style, Doug. But all for the better, mate. Absolutely. For all the stress in the world, It's an incredible feeling, though. And you feel love for your kids that you've never felt in your life, I'm telling you now. And you and your lovely wife are going to make fantastic parents, mate. Couldn't be happier for you. As Newcastle come again with Callum Wilson, trying to flick the ball as he saw the run from Jamal Lewis there, but Rangers managed to defend him. Look at Wilson dragging players into him. They're not. This is definitely not a friendly to Newcastle as far as I'm concerned. Not the way that they're playing this game.
And it's their first game as well. Just think of that bit of ring rust. Not a jot of it. It's been phenomenal.
Jimmy says I would send him something on Twitter, but I got banned for 6 days for suggesting someone beat that little British kid that does the TikTok videos. Okay, never mind. Bath says, how's Tonali getting on? Very well, Bath. Very well. He's looked brilliant, Billy, hasn't he? I mean, some of the passes he's put in already have been superb. He's just linked up brilliantly.
Yeah, he's just, it's his first game in a Newcastle shirt, and it's like he's been there 5 years. He knows where people are going, and more often than not, he's hitting the spot every time. Good
pressing again from Tonali, winning it, forcing Rangers into a throw-in right by the corner flag. Scott says, such a turnaround under Howe. Back to be entertainers like the 90s. Keep up the stream, boys. Doing well. How are the lads? Can't wait for the season to start to see the boys play. Scott from Glasgow. Cheers, Scott. This could be the new entertainers, Billy. I mean, the football that we play in is certainly, it's not short of entertainment, is it?
And we're not nowhere near full strength. There's no Isaac, no Bruno, no Joe Linton. We've not got a left-sided midfielder on forward, I should say.
I know.
There's lots of improvement to come. So, as good as this has been, there's probably better to come.
Great tackle again by Botman, just stretching his leg out there. And again, but Rangers somehow managed to come away with the ball, and Cantwell has an opportunity here. But his shot is very flimsy and just disappears for a goal kick. But an opportunity there. Jimmy Barr, thank you very much for your $7.99 Australian dollars. Tonali looking pretty damn sharp, lads. Decent first half. As Longstaff feeling his shin there. But Botman there, Billy, two interceptions. Unfortunately, Tonali just couldn't get the ball from that clearance from Botman. Cantwell, good defending again from Trippier, forcing Cantwell really to flap at it. And I think Alan McGregor's done, Billy.
Well, fair play to him. It's his testimonial. We're going to see Jack Butland now, I guess. Is their new signing for goalkeeper.
That's a strange 37 minutes.
Maybe he's 37 years of age, I don't know. I think he's older than that, isn't he?
Well, he doesn't look... I mean, he doesn't look exhausted. Well, bless him. I mean, unless they've done it for the ovation, of course, he's getting a standing ovation from all four sides of the ground.
Yeah, that's what it'd be for.
Lovely hug with Butland there. And I think he's brought him off to get that ovation, Billy, quite clearly.
Yeah.
Now, a man that we haven't seen in a very, very long time, Billy, Jack Butland, who seems to be the forgotten English goalkeeper. Obviously gone to Rangers to try and, get his career going again.
We all thought he was the star of the future, didn't we? When he first came into the England reckoning, kind of 10 years ago or so. Since he left Stoke, his career's gone a bit downhill. He couldn't get into the first side at Manchester United last season. But yeah, he's a good goalkeeper, Jack Butland.
I think he's been signed as number one for Rangers as well, mate. I know they've got a couple of goalkeepers there, but
bit number one, all right, yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's a chance to just kickstart his career, a bit like Joe Hart has at Celtic.
Virtually the same, isn't it? Virtually the same, yeah.
Oh, lovely football again from Newcastle. This time in their own half. Tonali and Trippier playing a bit of football between themselves there. Here's Tonali back to Trippier. Very comfortable on the ball again, Newcastle. Coming up to the, 39 minutes gone. It's Rangers 0, Newcastle United 1 here at Ibrox. Well, I'm not at Ibrox. I wish I was, but I'm not. But fabulous first half display from Newcastle at the moment. Kieran Trippier now just brings it over the halfway again. Rolls it inside to Tonali. Tonali just plays it outside again, this time to Miggy Almirón. Almirón goes back to Trippier. Trippier back to Almirón. Almirón inside to Longstaff. Nice play, and Longstaff, hacked down to the floor by Dowell there. Jimmy Barr, thank you for another $2.99 Australian dollars. McGregor's off to get into that expensive single malt. Absolutely. I'm sure we'll have a few bottles of that from everybody from Rangers tonight. Here is Sven Botman on the ball for Newcastle. Midway through the Rangers half, rolls it into Wilson. Wilson trying a quick turn. He hasn't been involved much, Wilson, has he, Billy? He's not really... I mean, he's been surrounded. He's had a few decent layoffs. I'm not saying he's had a bad game. I'm just saying that he hasn't had any crosses or, any through balls apart from the one from Tonali that we saw, of course, that was just slightly overhit.
Yeah, he's not had a lot of service, but his pressing's been good. His physical play's been good, but he's yet to really have the ball at his feet in a dangerous area.
Yeah. Again, Newcastle pressing Rangers into... some dodgy passing, it's fair to say. Matt Targett wins the ball back, but that bounces for Dowell. And he's got his former Norwich teammate Cantwell up with him. Turns back, flicks it down the line. Botman's come across. That's good football by Rangers, actually. But Botman doesn't let him go anywhere. Dowell's got it in the far corner, and Rangers win a throw-in level with the penalty area. Good defender by Matty Targett this time. As Rangers press, looking for an equaliser. But on the first half balance of play, they certainly don't deserve it. As Sealer is taken out. Sealer? I can't get that name right, Billy. Seamer. He's had nothing out of Sven Botman this first half. Literally nothing.
Rangers should be concerned that despite our weak left side, have yet to get James Tavernier in the game. And he's usually their main attacking threat. So
absolutely.
It's not good for done down there, Lewis and Targett, to be fair to him.
He's brilliant, Tavernier, certainly in the Scottish League when he bombs forward a lot, but I don't think he dares, Billy, because he knows how quickly we can break. And for all you say about Jamal Lewis, he's quick. And he doesn't want to sort of give Lewis that opportunity to break away when we've got the players that we have up front who know where the back of the net is. John says, what number is Tonali? Did Adam P guess correctly? He certainly did. Tonali is playing number 20.
Well, it is tonight. The squad number is yet to be confirmed, but we'd assume that would be the same way as they go in the season.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing in the squad numbers tonight, aren't they? So
20 is quite a big number for the Italians. I mean, Rossi played it in the 82 World Cup and 78 World Cup, Paolo Rossi. Vialli used to wear the 20 as well, so quite a big number for the Italians.
Indeed. Crowtails, 88, thank you for your $9.99 super chat. He says, be good to get Rangers in the Champions League. Nice 6 points. Best two commentators on YouTube. Rangers will still be in Celtic's shadow this season. Left back and centre forward would be good additions for Newcastle United. Well, they're bombing forward here again on the right-hand side. Wilson, again, just a little bit of a heavy touch there, trying to turn his man. Good work from Tonali. Trippier biting in there, not letting Rangers have a second on the ball. Seamer's apparently on loan from Brighton, says Foxy.
Right.
So one of the Brighton youngsters, but he's had nothing out of Botman in this game. Brilliant work from Anderson. And Lewis has loads of space here, right by the corner flag, and he doesn't whip it in. And Callum Wilson there, that's the first sign I've seen of frustration from Callum. Lewis had a brilliant opportunity there to whip the ball straight in, and he decides to pull it back and now we're back on the halfway line. And that was the first time I've seen Wilson bang his hips as if to say, come on, man. He was unmarked in the box. Get the cross in first time. Yeah,
and he's a left-footed player, so he should have been able to do that. Maybe it's just a case of keeping possession of the ball. I don't know.
Well, maybe, but it was a big opportunity to cross. And he's got another one here because we've got a big chance down the left again. This time he plays it towards Elliot Anderson. Anderson does cut it back, and it goes for a Newcastle corner. Sorry, it was Targett. But again, he just looked a bit hesitant there, Jamal Lewis, Billy. He looked like he was going to turn back, and then Targett made the run. Just fire it in. He's, use that left foot.
Yeah, it's obviously it's a position it's alien to him, isn't it? It's the attacking part of it isn't his strength. It's the getting back and helping Targett out. It's his strength, getting him down the line. Yeah,
but it's good experience for the kid. It is good experience in a game like this.
It'll be interesting to see Anthony Gordon second half over there. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, indeed. But interesting that it's Tonali to whip in the corner this time, and it's cleared away. He fired that in there. Absolutely rocketed. Oh, was it Trippier? He absolutely rocketed that in, but again, didn't beat the first man. I don't think I've seen Tonali take a set piece yet, Billy, which is interesting.
No, it is, yeah.
Because I'm sure there'll be a lot of frustration if Kieran doesn't get his set pieces right, and we've got somebody like Tonali who, as we saw in the under-21 championships, makes defenders work every time he kicks the football. Little bit of a heavy touch there from Miggy trying to play Elliot Anderson through.
I mean, it's perhaps they haven't got to set pieces on the training ground yet. Maybe Tonali doesn't know the runs or things like that. It's nothing in it for me.
Absolutely. Well, Botman's just sent Todd Cantwell to the floor. So Rangers have a free kick, 1 minute of additional time. And so Rangers will be trying a set piece here to equalise right on half time. Alan says, I'm wondering if Eddie is against playing crosses in, preferring for a more higher percentage cutbacks. Interesting.
Possibly.
Certainly interesting what they're working on in training. In comes the free kick from Rangers. Botman gets his head to it, but it just goes sky high in the air. Cleared away again, little bit of a scramble, and then Wilson thumps it into the Glasgow skyline. We've almost had the minute of additional time, which I think is going to blow the... I don't think anything else is going to happen here. We're right back in the Rangers half now. The 1 minute is coming up. There it is. That is it. It is half time. And I think that's one of the best footballing displays I've seen from Newcastle in a long time, Billy. I know it's a friendly. I know it's against Rangers in Scotland. Say what you want about Scotland or playing in a friendly, but we can only play what's in front of us. And that some of that football in that first half, Billy, was simply beautiful to watch. Yeah,
the possession play, the vision of Tonali and Anderson and Trippier, and especially Fabian Schär has been phenomenal first half. We've looked really dangerous. However, one real chance, and we've taken it. You know, for all the great football, there's only been one real chance. We have scored it. Rangers have offered little to nothing. We've been dominant. It's been great to watch.
But I mean, it'll all come in time, won't it? You know, let's be honest. Most of these players are playing the first game of the season, but I think we're benefiting from the fact that there hasn't been a big long summer. There's been a few weeks. A lot of the players have been keeping themselves fit, and it's been great to watch. As we are joined now by Stato himself. Stato, absolutely superb football, that.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how sharp everyone looks, how quick the passing was. I think we were a little bit sloppy in the first 10 minutes. I think Longstaff's been poor on the ball. Lewis and Target were a bit shaky in the first 10 minutes as well. But both of them settled into the match, as did Longstaff. It is abundantly clear, though, watching Tonali next to Longstaff, how good Tonali is. Yeah. The scanning, the positioning, the willingness to just receive the ball wherever he's standing.
Billy, can you take over 2 minutes? Because I don't think I can bear see Alex cry. I just want to give him a hug. You know, if a certain French player's name comes up, I'll be 2 minutes, buddy.
It's not confirmed yet. It's fine.
Howie, Alex. I'm not saying anything else.
Some of the possession stuff we've played, though, Alex, has been phenomenal, hasn't it? Like you say, and Tonali's sixth sense of where to play the ball, it's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, the way he makes the space is through being patient. He'll receive the ball and he will always play. They'll play a couple of bounce passes and they'll just keep going 2 or 3 extra passes more than Rangers are expecting, and then they get bored and back off half a yard, and then there's all of a sudden boom, space. And then we do another little passing sequence. Like it seems far more polished and crisp than you would expect. I mean, arguably, this is the first preseason game we've had most of the first team in. So for this early on in the preseason, I'm so impressed with the passing combinations, the movement, the sharpness. It's nowhere near as rusty as you would imagine for this sort of part of the summer. Very, very impressive signs. I think Wilson... I think Isak would have done better in a lot of the situations that Wilson found himself in. Wilson's still very, very good, of course, but I do feel like it's starting to get to that point where you're going to have to play Isak centre forward if he's not going to. Isak has to play every game anyway. You've got to put him on the pitch. It's just a case of where. One thing that I noted as well, despite Miggy scoring and being okay and quite dangerous, Trippier was furious with him several times, and there was a little dialogue with the touchline between Howe, Trippier, and Miggy. I think Miggy was, there was a few scenarios where there was a few little triangles. They were trying to get through basically on that right side, and Miggy just wasn't on the same page as Tonali and Trippier and Longstaff a few times. But crazy to see the standards that we've set, that Miggy's playing well, scored, and he's getting absolutely hammered by Trippier to do better. Mental.
Yeah. Another one that's passed the ball, possibly better even than Sandro Tonali. He's been Fabian's share. Some of his passing tonight has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, some of the switches, stepping into midfield. Does he look a little bit quicker? I don't know. He looks very sharp. I don't know if Cher can get faster because he's not very fast at all. But Cher looks, he looks like he's not really changed at all. He looks just as fit as when the season finished. No difference. Botman looks great as well. Trippier looks decent. Yeah, I don't know. I think Longstaff still looks a bit sloppy on the ball. When he receives it, his first touch is a bit. Just watch the difference. For everyone watching, just watch the difference between when Tonali receives the ball and when Longstaff receives the ball. Tonali's just got that extra little bit of control. And if you want to play a fun little game as well, watch both of them off the ball. Tonali's scan rate is better. He's so much more aware of his surroundings, his positioning, where he's positioned in relation to where the Rangers players are, where he's available to receive the ball, when he chooses to pull the trigger on certain passes. For somebody who's 3 years younger than Longstaff, he looks like he's been doing this for donkey's years. It's so good.
The other player that looks to be benefiting from Tonali is Elliot Anderson. I think them two have linked up really well first half.
Yeah, Anderson definitely looks like part of the senior team now. Very energetic. Obviously, he got the assist for Miggy. There were 3 passes on. He made the right choice. Decision making's quality. He's energetic. He's having to grind out some. It's quite hard for him over on that left-hand side when he finds himself over there because Lewis and Target are quite predictable, despite Lewis being quite quick. Target looks a little bit better than he did the other day as well. But
I agree.
A little bit better, but still it just looked like he's running through treacle. I'd like to see Target get a bit nippier. And Lewis, strange one with Lewis because he keeps getting to the byline and not crossing it. So if you're going to play a left-footed left winger, cross the ball. I don't understand the point in recycling it backwards. If there's a couple of times where you've seen Wilson where Lewis will get to the byline, the ball doesn't come, and Wilson just throws his arms up in the air. He's like, bro, perfect time for a cross. It doesn't come. I understand it's the way Eddie Howe plays, but it just looks weird when it's not an inverted winger. It's like Lewis is like prime opportunity to cross, and he's not crossing. Probably it's an instruction. Fair enough.
We're over 2,600 viewers, folks. If you are new to the channel and you haven't seen us before, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny. And if you're loving us that much, hit the membership button and become a member of the Unicorn. That's my club, the Toon Review. Become part of our community. It's a paid subscription, basically, but it does get you into members' draws and things like that. There are perks. And, of course, hit that like button. It's really important to us to hit that thumbs up and get us up the YouTube search engine to like-minded fans to see, like you lot have tonight. It's been phenomenal. Paul's about to come back to us. Let's just go for the goal, though. It was a Miggy Almirón goal from last season, wasn't it? The build-up was fantastic. Anderson, Tonali involved, but the finish was just like we saw last season, wasn't it?
Indeed, yeah. A lot of people talking about the purple patch for Miggy, and is it just a purple patch? Well, I think if you get him into the right spaces, he can do that consistently. And it did get to the case of the back end of the season where he was still trying to replicate wonder goals. You're never gonna consistently score outrageous goals. It just doesn't happen like that. You've got to score high quality opportunities, and you've got to create them. And we were running out of spaces. Teams had figured out our passing sequences. When Bruno would do the little dink over the top, and there were certain moves that they'd been figured out. Whereas now with Tonali in, obviously Anderson's looking really, really sharp. There's a few nice little pockets of space that are opening up that we've not really seen before. And obviously that was a great little space. Perfect angle for a left footer, slotted it into the back corner. There's no reason why he can't do more of that next season if he's presented with a good quality opportunity and he hasn't got to try and dig out worldies all the time. Definitely plausible.
I'm just delighted with what I've watched. I really am. Rebuild Master says, we're missing a couple of players and 3 new signings. I'm a Rangers fan, but yous are playing good. Alice Rushton, welcome to Members Club. Thank you for signing up. Really do appreciate that. At the moment, we have over 2,600 watching the stream. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button. We're already almost on 21,700. We were only on 21,500 and so when the stream started. So that is simply incredible stuff. So thank you, each and every one of you. Please do subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to hit the bell, which will let you know when we go live or we schedule it in any shows or we upload. Lee says, hey, Stato, do you agree we won't improve if we lose ASM for Barnes? For me, the stats say otherwise.
Different players, very different players. Maxi's far more creative. His assists per 90, his ball progression and shot creating actions, things like that are just through the roof. He is phenomenal at those kinds of things. However, Barnes is a little bit more traditional, has a much more consistent and reliable output in terms of goals scored. I think they're both different players, but both very good players. Either or. And I think if we sell Maxi to fund Barnes, I think there are going to be funds left over to try and fund a different deal. And it's worth also noting that if we sell Maxi, I think we'll ask for a decent upfront fee so we can potentially purchase more than the one.
Yeah, we said this before the game, Alex. Because it's a Saudi team buying, there is a possibility that the Saudis will just pay the 40 million.
Yeah, we'll ask for the lot
straight up front,
and that will help fund 2 or 3 sort of incomings. To be fair,
yeah,
out of that pocket into that one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we know what's coming, don't we? I mean, they're just doing it. It's Saudis. It's all sorts of stuff going on. Stephen says, well, Tonali is just making football look easy. Very excited to see him alongside the guy with the magic hat.
He's teasing us. He's teasing us by starting him next to Longstaff. Bruno with Tonali together is just going to be filthy. It really is.
Yeah. Alexander says Miggy needs a right foot. Everyone knows he's uncomfortable using his right.
He got to the byline and pulled one back with his right foot.
Yeah, he did.
He's trying, and he was using it more in the final 3 games of the season. He's learning. It took him a long time, but he's eventually found a right foot.
Indeed. Ian wants to know if the Toon Review Fantasy Premier League is already set up. Yes, it is. If you want the link for it, mate, if you go back a couple of shows last week, we do have a Fantasy Premier League show, which is on the channel. After this match, you can go back and watch that, and that has all the links that you need to join up. George, hope you're well, matey. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Thank you for your £21.70 donation. He says, great subs, so my donation matches it, sort of. Okay. Well, thank you very much, George, and I hope you and your good wife are well. Jimmy says, and only 721 likes. Yeah, let's get them up. I mean, the likes are different on everybody's stream until the end of the show, and we see what we're at. Calvin, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, ASM is by far better than Barnes. Just Maxi's injuries have let him down, unfortunately. But let's be honest, Eddie Howe will work with Harvey Barnes and improve him. That there is no doubt about. He has that capability and will continue to do that. Peter Joy, thank you for your $9.99 super chat. He says, Maxi is a better player, but realistically only plays for 60% of the matches. Barnes is more likely to be available for more matches, so in my opinion, he makes us stronger. It does seem the genuine consensus, guys, that it is Maxi's injury problems that have let him down, and that's why probably Newcastle are offloading him.
Well, it's not only that. I think additionally,
I think it's a big part of it, though.
I disagree. I think the biggest part of it is he's our biggest saleable asset. It's somebody who we could move on and get a reasonably good fee for straight away, that and people would pay the wages for him.
Yeah.
Whereas arguably there's a lot of our fringe players. Do they go and strengthen certain teams in Saudi? I mean, does Ryan Fraser strengthen a team in Saudi who are pushing for the top of the league, who are playing in the Asian Champions League? Probably not. This form's fallen off a cliff and he's training with the under-23s. Like, I think a big part of it is the fact that he helps us fund the rest of the summer.
Chupadoni says, and now with Stato's beard on Freeview, that is about to go to 3K easy, right? Well, Stato is our half-time and full-time.
Can I mention one thing? Because we've talked about a bunch of players, but we've not mentioned Carriers yet at half-time. I think it's definitely well worth a shout. He's been okay. He has.
He's done nothing wrong at all. He's come out and commanded his penalty area very well, and it's good to see. He's very much in the Nick Pope mould as for coming out and defending his area. William Campbell, thank you for your £2 super chat. Welcome Newcastle anytime, friends. Thank you for that, William. Much appreciated. Simon says rumours are that we're going to up the Livramento offer to £25 million. I mean, look, Harvey Barnes and Livramento, couple of decent signings there for me. Livramento is a very, very good player. We've looked at him on a transfer show, and again, Livramento is somebody that will improve under the manager. There's no doubt about it. This is why what excites me about Eddie Howe, and somebody mentioned it in the chat in the first half, that it doesn't matter. We're all thinking of the big superstar names here, but there's nothing to say that Harvey Barnes and Livramento could come into the side and become superstars under Eddie Howe. They are perfectly capable of that.
It would cause us to have 5 right backs and 5 left backs, though. So 10 fullbacks is
but you'd expect
too many
players to be moved on if that was the case.
Well, you say that they do keep giving out contracts. So
there's that as well. Shane says, new to the channel, guys. Thanks for your hard work. It's like having a night out with the boys. Has anybody seen Bruno's magic hat? Well, the second half is about to start. Alex, we'll see you at full time, buddy.
See you guys.
Let's hope we see some more action. Thanks to Stato. Billy, Newcastle are going to make changes at half time. Gordon's coming on, Bruno's coming on, Isak, Manquillo, Dan Burn, and Lewis Miley. They're all coming on. Great to see Lewis Miley get 45 minutes, Billy.
It is, yeah. I hope to see Tonali stay on. Am I being selfish to he wants to come off?
I don't know who's come off, is the honest answer, because obviously we haven't seen any graphics. I'm not seeing Tonali. Elliot Anderson's definitely gone back out there for the second half.
It'll be Tonali then, because Miley and Bruno will come on for him and Longstaff, won't they?
Oh, damn you, Eddie Howe. He's teasing us, Billy.
We'll have to wait for next week, won't we, in America?
Yeah, well, Carl Darlow's on. He's replaced Karius at half time. Well, fair enough. Let's see how this half goes. I'm very looking forward to seeing Anthony Gordon, Isak up front now. It's mouth-watering stuff still. We've still got a very strong side out there.
We have indeed. I don't know how many changes Rangers have made, but it shouldn't really matter the quality we've got out there.
I'm not sure they've made that many changes, Rangers, actually, Billy. Anyway, we're underway again. Fabian Schär instantly wins the ball for Newcastle. At the moment, there's a midfield battle going on. Cantwell lays it up to Seaman now. He's got options on the right-hand side. Tavernier now, that's the furthest I've seen him forward in this match so far. Rangers have started the match with a bit of possession. I just realised I forgot to start the clock again. However, I've been a bit lucky, Billy, because I'm still stuck at 45:59, so I just started at the same time. A bit of luck there, but never mind. It's only a bloody clock. 45 coming up to 59, and I'll hit the start button, and then we'll be perfectly in sync. There you go. Wonderful. Anyway, Rangers having Lundstrom's just gone for a thunderbolt, and he's put that's almost landed at Celtic Park. Terrible effort from the Rangers midfield man there.
Oh, damn me. Shocking.
Jamal Lewis has gone to left back. So Jamal Lewis is still on the pitch. Dan Burn has replaced Botman. Dan Burn's just hit a wonderful crossfield ball to Kieran Trippier.
I did notice first half.
No, that's Manquillo. Trippier's gone off.
I did notice first half. Botman did have a little bit of a wub of his calf, so maybe that's the reason why he's come off from little twins.
Don't put the shitters up the fan base, Billy. Whatever you do. Here's Elliot Anderson on the ball now. Rolls it in to Bruno. His first touch of the half. Lays it into Fabian Schär, who plays it wide now for Manquillo. Manquillo bursting forward from right back. Miggy is still on the pitch. Lays it into Bruno. Bruno in turn goes to Manquillo again. Back to Almirón. Almirón inside to Isak. Back to Bruno. Bruno is then dispersed of the ball. Quite roughly, it has to be said, but the referee says play on. No bother with that. Tavernier now for Rangers as they try and get on the attack. It'll take Newcastle 5-10 minutes to, settle down into the new side again. Obviously, with so many changes made at halftime, Billy.
Yeah, Bruno a little bit slow on the ball. There wasn't need to be caught in possession with it.
And Rangers certainly having a bit more of the possession here. Cantwell's lost out, though, to Almirón. Plays it forward now to Bruno. Bruno gets a hold of the ball, looks for help, holds off a challenge, plays a lovely ball across for Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon's into the left-hand side of the penalty area now. He looks to cut in on his right foot, lays it back, just intercepted, but Jamal Lewis is there, but unfortunately not strong enough. Good sliding tackle by Elliot Anderson. Brilliant strength. Wow, there's some tackles going in here, Billy Bob. Dear me. Are you there, Billy?
Yeah, I am, yeah. Just seeing that tackle. I'm a little tiny bit behind you.
All right, okay. No problem. It's with Fabian Scher now. Again, Jamal Lewis, poor from him. In a good opportunity. Here's Anthony Gordon now down the left-hand side again. Head down, immediately going on the attack. Oh, wonderful skill from Gordon. Brilliant ball in, but there's nobody there to tuck it home. It's slashed away by the Rangers defence. Comes back to Bruno now. Bruno, again, bit too slow on the ball there. He's knocked off it, but we win it back. Lewis Miley doing really well there to win the ball back. Bruno then settles things down and finds Dan Burn. Great bit of play from Anthony Gordon, Billy.
Yeah, the one cross that Callum Wilson would have thrived on, he's not on the pitch for. Sod's law.
Well, yeah. Absolutely. Susan says, this is Susan, a Luton fan, first and foremost, but Newcastle a close second, watching for John and Jill. Thank you very much and welcome, Susan. Now, Anthony Gordon, again by the corner flag, seen a lot of the ball. And he's, wonderful skills again. And it's a corner to Newcastle. Brilliant from Anthony Gordon again. And this is what we like to see from Anthony Gordon.
Oh, great ball out to him too. Whoever swept that ball out to him, I don't know who it was, but it was a superb pass. But what skills again from Gordon. Confidence really shown from him that he had in the European Championships, clearly.
Jay Devlin says, chat is way too fast, guys. I'm out. Have fun. Well, what do you expect when we've got 2,500 people watching? Dear me. Honestly. But that's excellent stuff from Gordon. The corner in from Trippier doesn't get over the first man. Sorry, that was Gordon who took the corner this time, I think. But it's a throw into Newcastle midway through the Rangers penalty area. Just joining us, it is Rangers 0, Newcastle 1 in the 5 minutes gone in the second half. Miggy Almirón's goal in the 16th minute. Absolutely brilliant from Newcastle in the first half. And Bruno's had a very slow start to this second half, Bill. He's getting this. He's getting himself knocked off the ball a few times, but it's ring rust, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to take him 10 minutes. We saw the first half; it took him 10 minutes to get into it. It looks like it's going to be the same again, except Anthony Gordon's came into it with all guns blazing, hasn't he?
He has indeed. Here's Isak, fed by Gordon, plays it out to Lewis Miley. Miley in turn goes to Manquillo. Manquillo on to Miggy. Miggy doesn't use Manquillo, but plays that little 1-2 with Bruno. But again, Rangers were alert to that and managed to dive in and clear the ball. But again, Newcastle fighting in there, nippy as hell for the ball. Good work again from Lewis Miley, causing all sorts of problems. And he's won Newcastle United a corner. Fabulous work from the youngster there. And Newcastle have a corner. He doesn't look out of place, Lewis Miley, Billy.
No, he doesn't. I said it Saturday, he's got a bit of Declan Rice about him, hasn't he? The way he carries himself and similar style of play. He's good in defence. He's fantastic in the forwards role as well, going forward from midfield. Indeed.
Here's Anthony Gordon. What a lovely turn by Gordon. He's still got it. Lays it to Manquillo. Cross comes in. There's nobody in the 6-yard box to put it in. Where is Isak? You'd like to see Isak in that 6-yard box there. Brilliant from Anthony Gordon again. He's had a sensational start. Here he is again, lays it off to Lewis Miley. Miley to Almirón. Almirón, beautiful ball out to Manquillo. Manquillo's ball across is deflected for a corner. And again, Newcastle turning the screw, Billy. And it's mainly because of one man, Anthony Gordon. What a start to the second half he's had.
He's been sensational at the beginning. We're only 5 minutes in. He's been sensational. Really has.
Chris Murray, thank you for your $4.99, mate. I hope you're well out there in the good old US of A. My old ice hockey buddy from Whitley Bay. Absolute top man is Chris. And it's great to keep in touch with him. Corner for Newcastle United. I'm trying to see who's taking this time. I think it's Anthony Gordon again to take it.
Bruno.
Or it could be Bruno, actually. Very deep. It's headed away again by Rangers. Not the best flick on in the world there, but Rangers now on the attack, on the counter-attack. Good play by Manquillo to win the ball back. And Newcastle United keep the ball, but a foul by Dan Burn. Bit of a painful one for Dowell, and a free kick to Rangers in the centre circle.
No, that's not a foul.
In fact, it was Lammers who got taken out. Well, I don't think it was a foul myself, but what the hell? But isn't it great that we've made 5 changes and we're still playing some brilliant football? It's outrageous. I mean, and he's us worried about the squad we've got. Bruno took a kick there, but he's managed to continue on. Good stuff from Bruno. Plays the ball, tried to play. Well, that would have been a pass of the season already had that one come off to set Isak away. Rangers have the ball back. Dan Burn intercepts. Good play by Burn. Now then, it's Elliot Anderson on the ball. Lays it into Anthony Gordon. Cuts inside, then rolls it into Bruno. Bruno now will go all the way to the right-hand side where he finds Almirón midway through the Rangers half. Miggy's got support from Miley, but uses Bruno again. Bruno then plays the ball down the line again, looking to bring in Manquillo. Manquillo back to Lewis Miley. Back to Bruno. Very, very calm player. Bruno turns, just rolls it back to Fabian Schär, who then in turn goes all the way back to Carl Darlow. Happy in possession there, Newcastle United, not in any rush. Just playing it around. Burn out to Jamal Lewis at left back. Lewis down the line now to Elliot Anderson. Skips inside. Nice bit of play by Anderson. Frees up space. Isak now. Isak, wonderful ball out to the right-hand side and finds Manquillo. Brilliant ball. And now down the line to Miggy Almirón. Almirón cuts in on his left foot, rolls it into Miley. A little 1-2 with Almirón. Comes to Bruno. Bruno just takes his time, looking for that killer run. He finds Isak. He's got 4 around him. Isak just rolls it out to Manquillo. Manquillo's ball back in, and it just hit the back heel of Isak and rolls behind. But again, brilliant football from Newcastle United.
Yeah, we kept the ball superbly there. Patient with it. Went backwards to go forwards. In the end, it just fell wrongly for us in the box. But yeah, it's really, really promising to see even players like Manquillo getting involved.
Yeah, Steve saying, is it just me or are they targeting Bruno with some nasty challenges? A bit out of order. Well, he seems to be targeted. Yeah, I don't think there's really any nasty challenges. They're just being very, very tough on him. But listen, they were the same with Tonali in the first half. So Tonali just give as good as he got, to be fair. Cantwell on the right-hand side now for Rangers coming forward. He's got Tavernier on his right. But look how quickly we're into the tackles. Cantwell's lost the ball. Anderson breaks now. And Anthony Gordon is up with him. Anderson just taking his time. Can he play the right ball? He slips it inside to Bruno. Bruno might have a shot from here. He doesn't. He goes out to Almirón on the right-hand side. He's got Lewis Miley overlapping. Bruno and Almirón looking for that 1-2 again, but it doesn't quite come off. I think Bruno should have gone back to Lewis Miley there, who'd made a good overlap and run on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it's that pass we've seen millions of times. It works at first, but hasn't worked for a long time. That little scoop over the defence for Miggy to run onto. And again, it was slightly overhit.
Brilliant. Guys, please do subscribe if you're new to the channel and you've just found us. Lots of live commentaries of Newcastle United on the channel. A lot of football chat as well. And lots of live shows most days a week, as well as recorded shows. Please do subscribe if you are new. Help us get there to 22K. We want to finish as high as we can by the end of tonight's show. And with your help, we'll do that. So thank you very much in advance. Brian says, as an opposing manager, how the hell do you figure out Newcastle?
You don't. You've got to outwork it. You've got to outwork it. It's as simple as that. All this comes from the pressure that we put on opposing defenders and win the ball high up the pitch. A lot of it comes from that. And if you're prepared to outwork us, then that's the only way you're going to beat us. Yeah, absolutely. Bruno outside of the boot, outside now to Elliot Anderson, who's certainly seen a lot more of the ball in the second half. Brilliant bit of play by him. Tucks it inside to Isak. Isak then goes all the way across to Javi Manquillo. Manquillo down the line to Almirón again. Manquillo makes the overlap, and he is Lewis Miley now. Miley just tucks it back to Fabian Schär. Schär then out wide again to Almirón. Good play this by Newcastle United. Patient build-up again. Bruno now for Newcastle. Looks for Almirón, doesn't. He turns the other way. He's got support this time from Elliot Anderson, who in turn has support from Anthony Gordon. Anderson looks to make the overlap. He puts it back for Jamal Lewis. Lewis now to Elliot Anderson. Anderson inside to Bruno. Bruno then comes back inside again. Little layoff to Elliot Anderson. And then Anderson goes all the way back to Carl Darlow. Just holding on to possession. There was nothing on there for Anderson, so he did the sensible thing. Keeps possession for Newcastle. Schär, lovely ball out to the left-hand side to Jamal Lewis. In turn, down the line again to Elliot Anderson. Gordon's coming in a little bit deeper, Oh, that's a great ball in from Jamal Lewis.
And again, there's nobody there to tuck the ball home. I would just love a striker to be there, Billy, to finish those off.
Yeah, Isak's on the fringe, isn't he? He's not getting into the near post where he should have been. And that's the difference in him and Callum Wilson, I think. I think Callum Wilson would have been in there. Depends what you need for them sort of crosses, which we didn't see first half when Wilson was on the pitch. It looks like we've had our strikers on the wrong side of half time.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris 95 Myers says, as a Rangers fan, they said they were going to a Rangers fan said they were going to pump us. Well, it hasn't been that way. I think Rangers have been taught a football lesson so far. Miggy down the line, this time for Manquillo. Manquillo looks to get the cross in. This time he does. It's just too deep for everybody. It's come to Elliot Anderson. He's got support from Jamal Lewis. Anderson cuts inside brilliantly there on a little bit of a run. Looks to go 1-2 with Anthony Gordon, but Todd Cantwell read it very well. Dan Burn wins it back for Newcastle United. Rangers just don't have any time on the ball, Billy.
No. That's non-stop. I'd love to see the possession stats. We won't see them on this, but if we're not in the 80s, I'll be surprised.
Rangers are going to make some changes. Raskin, Hadji and Ridvan are coming on for Rangers. So we'll see if that makes any difference to the way that this game has gone.
Georgie Hadji's son, of course, coming on.
It is.
Past couple of seasons, but he's a hell of a prospect, or was when he last played.
Oh, what a player Hadji was as well, Billy, to be fair. What a player. If he's half as good as his dad, he'll be a decent player. Julie J says, Tonali equals a bowl of chocolate ice cream. Well, there you go. He's definitely impressed the ladies, I think it's fair to say, Billy. That's got to be offside. It is offside. Seamer's like 30 yards offside there. In fact, I don't think that's Seamer. I think it's whoever came on at half-time. Ricky D says, Ryan Kent was Rangers' best player. He tore Dortmund apart single-handedly. Ryan Kent is a very, very good footballer.
He's not at Rangers now. He's left, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Which is a shame for them.
I think he went to Turkey or something like that.
Yeah. You go to Fenerbahce?
Something like that.
It's a big loss to Rangers anyway. Nord says, apparently we've had 65% possession according to Bet365. 65% giveaway. Unless that's just the second half.
Well, I'd say the second half was even more than that.
Isak took a little bit of a heavy touch there, and he's left his foot in on Cantwell. Cantwell holding his right buttock. Oof. Newcastle making 4 more changes now. Paul Dummett is going to make an entrance. I'm trying to see who the other... I think Turner Cook's coming on, and Alex Murphy may be coming on as well. I hate not having graphics up on the screen. It's... never mind. It is a friendly at the end of the day. Here is Rangers coming forward now. Trying to get Hadji involved in the game. Here he is. Brings it down nicely, actually. He's got a bit of a look of Tonali about him, Hadji has, Billy. Flowing black locks.
Yeah.
Rangers have it on the left-hand side now, looking to create something. That's offside, and that's just going to roll out if Carl Darlow allows it. No, he doesn't. He just picks it up. It says, we'll just get on with the game, guys. Barth says Eddie is our best manager ever, and that's a bold statement. Oh, well, I'm glad that was a free kick on Jamal Lewis, because then Jamal Lewis has gone and chopped Todd Cantwell down. I mean, I'm not sure that was a foul on Jamal Lewis, to be fair, but he was very late in on Todd Cantwell. I think we got away with one there, Billy.
And them two would probably know each other from Norwich days as well, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would. Yep. But anyway, I think the substitutions are going to take place now for Newcastle. Jamal Lewis has come off. That would seem pretty much, yeah. Number 40 is Turner Cook, I believe. 54 is Alex Murphy.
Yeah.
Paul Dummett has come on at left back. So we may see a very different Newcastle United in the last 28 minutes of this game. Miggy's come off. So it's a good opportunity for the youngsters here, Billy, to be fair.
Fabian Scher's coming off as well. Bit of a majestic.
Oh, we've got graphics. Dummett, Ashby, White, Almirón. Dummett, well, Ashby's on and White's on. And I believe Turner, Cook and Murphy are also on. We just got a brief graphic that flashed up for about 3 seconds there. But it only brought up 3 substitutions, not 4. There was definitely 4 came on.
Dan Bird's gone to left back.
He has
indeed. Left centre half.
So it's Murphy and Dummett at centre half. Interesting. But I've been very impressed with, Alex Murphy's come on as well, Billy, just to complete the... So Ashby's on at right back.
Has Miggy gone off then? Miggy must have gone off, mustn't he?
Yeah, Miggy's gone off. So where's Ashby playing? Is he further forward or is Manquillo playing further forward? I guess time will tell. So we've got very much an interesting centre-back partnership now with Alex Murphy and Paul Dummett. Oh, Bruno's fell asleep again, and Rangers have equalised. And, well, I'm sorry, Bruno, you need to wake up, sunshine. Yeah, that is a terrible goal to give away.
It's the poor pass from Darlow, to be fair.
Well, Darlow's pass was awful, but Bruno again, Billy, as he's done throughout the second half, he's getting caught on the ball. Now, it is rustiness. There's no doubt about that. But that was a goalkeeping. Oh, that was just awful.
Darlow's pass was poor. Should never play a player into that kind of position. But Bruno
seeing the goal again. Bruno. Oh, he did call for it. He did call for it, Billy. The ball out was slow. It wasn't played out very quick. It's bad play between the two of them. Bruno tried to play it. Pass. Yeah, that's awful, that. It really is.
And in fact, he should have saved it. It's literally straight at him.
Yep. Darlow, I'm sorry, but...
Oh, that's shocking. He's gone down in installments there, Darlow. Shocking goalkeeping. And poor play.
He didn't hit the pass quick enough to Bruno. It was a very soft pass, which then gave the Rangers player time to get there. You can see, he's caught out, but the pass wasn't fizzed into him hard enough, and it gave the Rangers player acres of time just to pinch the ball. But listen, we know what Darlow's like. It's fair to say that there's no doubt in my mind that out of the two goalkeepers so far in the friendlies, Billy, Karius has been playing. He's miles above Darlow. Miles above.
This game of football should never be 1-1, let's be honest. But for all the possession we've had, we haven't created an awful lot, have we? Let's be honest.
No. But it'll come. It's the second friendly of the season, and we're playing absolutely superb football. But I'm a little bit disappointed with Darlow again. He's been given opportunities here, and maybe he's not worth 5 million. But certainly on the performances that we've seen so far in the two friendlies, he's definitely not worth 5 million.
Yeah, we're playing players out of position here. Paul Dummett doesn't work as a centre half with two. He needs to be in a left side of three.
Yeah.
Dan Boomer knows not a left back, and we've also got a right back playing on the right wing. It's just getting players minutes into their legs. It's bits on the half, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Cantwell's just wiped Anthony Gordon out there. A disgusting tackle, that. Absolutely shocking tackle from Cantwell. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that in a friendly. That's awful, that.
That's a red card. It's a red card. I don't care if it's friendly or not. I should be off the pitch for that.
Disgusting. He's not even booking him. I don't care. That's a horrible tackle. Surely, at least, I don't care whether it's a friendly. That's at least a yellow card. That could injure a player. Shocking.
That's
absolutely shocking.
Disgraceful. It's a red card all day long. All day long. It's a friendly, but so what? Get off the pitch, you dirty twat. Should be on it.
The corner comes in, and it's handled by, the header came in, and it's Jack Butland. Somebody mentioned that they thought Isak was playing number 10 earlier on. He's not. He's still 14, guys. But obviously, if Harvey Barnes comes in, then I can see Barnes getting the number 10 shirt. Oh, why is he blowing his whistle there? We had the ball. Play advantage, referee, instead of offside. But the game's slightly changed now, hasn't it, Billy, with all them changes? We've made, 9 changes now from the starting 11. It has changed the way the game is being played at the moment because, it took the original 11, a good 10 minutes to get into the game. We then made the changes. We came into the game again in the second half, and then he's made another 4, which is, knocked the dynamic again. But like you say, it's all about getting minutes in legs now.
The team looked balanced, didn't it, before these last 4 substitutes? It doesn't now.
Yeah.
I want to say it looks a bit lopsided. There's weakness on the left-hand side of the defence, and there's weakness on the right flank. So It's whether we can get our boots up and pick our shoes up.
I'll tell you what,
feet up
Billy.
and get into it.
Lewis Miley looks absolutely superb, by the way. He's just held the ball off on the far side, cut back
watching it now,
inside,
yeah.
and just
Watching it.
laid the ball up. Superb from the kid.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Bruno again, this time dragged down to the floor. He just looks short of a yard, does Bruno, I think it's fair to say, Billy, which will come, of course.
Yeah, once again, dwelling on the ball with players around him. You can't be doing that. It was a foul on occasion.
Yeah. Dan Burn going on a mazy run. I think he just ran out of options there as where the hell he was going now. Cantwell plays it inside. Good interception from Bruno. And does well this time to feed it off to Dan Burn. Dan Burn with a bit of time at left back up to Anthony Gordon. Almost does a little dummy and get around Tavernier there. But Tavernier too old in the tooth to fall for that. Got a bloody fly buzzing around me, Billy. They're a pain in the arse. They really are. Foul by Bruno in the centre circle.
Rangers bought Sakala at half time, so if he scores, prepare for a David Bowie lyric fashion.
Oh, God, yeah.
Turn to the left, he's probably turned to the right.
Indeed.
Bruno just left his head on someone, I think.
He did. And he's down in the middle of the park.
It might be an accident.
It was an accident. I think Bruno was holding his head as well. Just seeing it again. Yeah, both challenging for a header there. They both took a bang to the head. And the Rangers player has come off a little bit worse. Guys, keep subscribing. If you're new to the channel, help us towards that magical 22,000 mark. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or upload any future videos. And of course, you can donate to the channel if you do so wish by hitting the $sign at the bottom of the live comments. And of course, that will give you your comment read out straight away as well. Mrs. Toon Review says, coming soon, a little magpie told me members will be having extra footage after the match with after parties on our Discord server, so get ready for when they start. Yeah, we're going to have a little sort of half an hour after party for members in the Discord to have a little chat with the hosts and the backroom staff about the game, etc. So that's all coming for members of the channel as well. But you don't have to. Please know that you don't have to become a member or anything like that. Your subscription is brilliant for us. But the memberships really, really do help the channel, and a lot of stuff coming for the members in this new season. Of course, we do have the Patreon as well, where we do extra podcasts that we don't do on camera. So you can sign up to the Patreon as well. There's some links in previous shows' descriptions if you go and find the link, and you can sign up to Patreon and get some extra podcasts from us that way.
An interesting name substitute come on for Rangers. I can't wait till he gets the ball.
Who was it?
Well, it's spelled Y-F-E-K-O.
Y-F-E-K-O? Why fucky-o? Strange name. Anyway, Isak's underneath this one. Hasn't really got himself into the game, Alexander Isak, in this. He's played some nice balls out to the right-hand side, but he hasn't really got himself going as we know he can. And to be honest, if he'd been in a couple of decent positions earlier on, he may well have had a goal or two. Some of the crosses that have come in, this fly's doing my absolute napper. This time of year, they're all over the bloody place, and I hate them. Ashby has it on the right-hand side at the moment. This is good experience for Harrison Ashby as well. Of course, linked with a loan move to Swansea City, Billy.
Yeah, it'd be a strange one because he's kind of... If we let believe Bankier is going to be on his way, but he's doing pretty well this year. This couple of games I've seen.
A lot of people mentioning in the comments that they want to say goodbye to Carl Darlow. I have to say, I don't necessarily disagree with that, Billy.
No, absolutely not. I've never been a fan of his, I'll be honest with you. He has those games where he does phenomenally well, but more often than not, he's got a mistake in him.
Yep. Anyway, Rangers have it just over the half line with Tavernier. They still can't really get at us, Billy. I mean, we've never really had any threat from Rangers at all. No. I mean, the goal should never have happened. Let's be honest. Yes, it's 1-1, but that goal should never, ever have happened, which is disappointing from our point of view, I think.
It's really disappointing. goalkeeping and error out. And plus, Bruno's not strong on the ball again. He wants to touch too much, doesn't he? Longstaff to do the day. He's still rusty, but we know Bruno's got the quality to come good from it. Caldalo in his hand. We don't think he has.
Good defending there from Alex Murphy. Came across covering the right back position and did what any good defender does. Just played it safe, get it out to play, regroup.
Yeah, I look at young Murphy. He looks very calm and assured, doesn't he?
He does. He had a good game against Gateshead when he came on, and again tonight. The ball is just in the middle of the park at the moment. I think Rangers are suffering the same problem that Newcastle are, just trying to get a grasp of the players on the pitch. But here they come down the left-hand side. Cross comes in. Good defending again from young Alex Murphy, clearing the ball. Cross comes in again, and Murphy's there again to clear. In fact, no, I think that was done at this time. Good defending from the two centre-backs. Nice play with Isak. Good work from Isak again. The ball's sticking to him. He's away down the right-hand side. He was wanting the ball, but I'm not sure that Manquillo was in a position to play that ball to him. And it's now with Harrison Ashby at right back. Manquillo's the one that's gone forward. So he's playing in sort of Miggy's position. Or they're kind of mixing and matching. I think if Ashby goes forward, Manquillo drops back. Little 1-2 there. Good work from Manquillo. Good strength. But then he's bossed off the ball. And the referee has blown his whistle for... Not sure what's going on here.
Should be a free kick to Newcastle, surely.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he stopped the play for some reason.
Hadji's the difference for Rangers since he's come on.
What the hell happened there? He's given a drop ball to Rangers.
Must be someone down.
That was most bizarre. Not sure what happened there, but anyway, play's resumed. Sorry, Billy, what were you saying there?
Hadji's been a player that's changed all for Rangers. He's controlling things in the middle of the park at the minute.
Yeah, he does look a good player. Anyway, long ball from Manquillo. Anthony Gordon trying to get underneath it, but it unfortunately wasn't anywhere near. Now Tavernier bursting forward for Rangers. Played down the right-hand side. Opportunity here, running against Paul Dummett. Newcastle got men back now, but still he gets the ball across. Shouldn't have really been allowed to do so, and it was Ashby that came across to clear the ball. This is going to be hit from 30-odd yards. It's deflected, and Rangers have a corner. That was pretty bad defending, if I do say so myself. He should never have been allowed to get across in there. There was 4 Newcastle players covering him, and he still managed to get the ball in.
Well, lucky he hit for Rangers' foot there in the box from the shot from Raskin. Really lucky.
Kevin says, Rangers are shite. Celtic would destroy Newcastle. What do you think? I think you're absolutely bonkers, Sunshine.
Rangers are going to put up a good show in this premise. That's quite been this year. We've got players coming back that they haven't had for the past couple of seasons, like Hadji, for instance. Every chance that they're going to push Celtic this year.
Absolutely. And by the way, did you not watch the first half? I mean, that's not even our strongest 11, and we completely dominated the game. We've got kids on now, and a very sort of mishmash of positions. Crazy comment to make. Ian Spoon says apparently there was a small pitch invasion off camera at the Newcastle end. Well, probably drinks being flown all day there by the looks of things up in Glasgow. But it was a streaker. It was a streaker apparently. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's a good ball. Rangers coming down the left-hand side there, but good strong pace by, again, young Alex Murphy. Very, very good defending, and he's won a corner for a throw-in for New. In fact, it was Manquillo. Brilliant stuff. Manquillo looks like every time the ball goes out, he's down on his haunches. He's not looking comfortable.
No.
He was like that against Gateshead as well. I wonder if he's got a carrying a slight knock.
He looks absolutely knackered.
Arthur says, mass substitutions, they really spoil games, but I understand why coaches do it. Yeah, friendlies, you can understand it. But listen, we have to be positive what we've seen. I know it's 1-1, but Jesus Christ. Dan Byrne beaten again, and the ball whipped across. There's nobody there for Rangers. It's kept in on the far side, though. And he's having a run at Manquillo. Gets to the byline, but the ball's gone out of play, and that'll be a goal kick to Newcastle. Paul says Scottish commentators getting excited and acting like we haven't just thrown a bunch of kids on the pitch. Yeah, well, you can. It's massive for Rangers to get a goal against us, to be honest. And you know, given how the game's gone, I mean, it's been one-way traffic most of the match, and then we make a little mistake. Well, a massive mistake from Carl Darlow, of course, but who else? Who else would it have been that would have cost us a goal? Everyone else has been playing really well. I don't think Bruno's been at it, but it's his first game. It's ring rust, you know.
And let's not forget, if we were to play these in the Champions League, our full strength side would be out for the vast majority of it, and I think we'd be
absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Bruno caught very late there. Absolutely, you know, 5 minutes after the ball had gone. Dear God. Good play by Anthony Gordon again, cutting back in on his right foot, lays it into Bruno. Bruno will hit it to the right-hand side to Harrison Ashby, to Mankiw, who does very well to control it. Miley now into Bruno. Bruno's got Ashby, but again, Bruno picked off quite easily there. Yeah. Not great from the Brazilian.
He's not got the time on the ball he thinks he has he?
No, he hasn't. Oh, Isak almost plays it through to Anthony Gordon. This Billy, I swear to God, murder will be created here very shortly. Why is it when flies have got the whole room to fly around, they fly in front of your face? It's really annoying. Tavernier now 4 Rangers. I mean, if Isak could have got that ball through there to Anthony Gordon, Billy, he was in on goal.
Yeah, he was. Good foot from the Rangers defender, to be fair to him.
Yeah. Let's have a look at this comment from Bad to the Bone. He says, easy for Rangers now. Pipe down, lads. Newcastle ain't shit. Much the smaller club. Oh, dear God. Honestly. Dan Byrne, that is horrendous. He's just kicked the ball straight out of play with his right foot. What on earth was he doing there?
I think we need a left back, you know. If I'm being perfect, that's awful. We definitely need a left back. We've got to be signing left back.
Yeah, I really agree with you, Billy. We need a left back. I think it's been a priority position throughout the summer, certainly from fans' point of view. I don't think Dan Byrne's good enough for the Champions League. I really, really don't. And for all I love Dan Byrne, and he's done really well for us. I'm not getting on his back or anything, but there's only a certain level that Dan Byrne goes up to, isn't he? And I don't think he's Champions League level.
Well, he's not reaching the level last season even, is he? I know it's only the 2 games in, but...
Well, he's looked rusty to say the least. Anyway, here's Bruno now, looking for that outlet and finds it with Anthony Gordon. Good defending by Tavernier. Anderson plays it quick over the top, looking for Gordon, but he can't keep that in. 10 minutes to go at Ibrox. It's Rangers 1, Newcastle 1. Miggy Almirón giving Newcastle the lead in the 16th minute with some brilliant football. Rangers equalising here in the second half through, what only can be described as an absolute fart up from Carl Darlow. Under-hitting the pass into Bruno. Bruno not being quick enough on the ball. And then Carl Darlow going down in stages to try and save the shot that was straight at him. So it was a combination of rotten eggs, really, as Anthony Gordon is fouled and a free kick to Newcastle midway through the Rangers half. Tavernier not happy with that decision.
That's well played from Anthony Gordon.
Yeah. Big Dog says, agreed, Paul. Byrne gets skinned all the time. Look, Dan Byrne is a very capable left-back, centre-back. There's no doubt about that. But is he what we need for what season we're having up? Yes, he'd be a good squad player. But Bruno again on the ball now. He's dived to try and get a free kick. I don't like seeing that when Bruno does that, Billy. He overhits the ball and then goes down as if he's fouled. He's had a poor half. I mean, I've got to be honest, Billy.
It was definitely a dive as well. No doubt about it. Again, lost the ball. It's in trouble here. But well played, Alex Murphy, to get us out of it. But yeah, Bruno's been really rusty, hasn't he?
Which is, I guess, surprising. But listen, I'm not worried about Bruno one bit. But you know, we've got to say it's what we're watching. You know, and what we're watching is Bruno has had a poor half. There's no doubt about that. But he will. You know, we know what Bruno's capable of. I'm not going to worry about it. But we have to say what's in front of us at the time, Bill.
Indeed, Tavernier is coming off now.
Not
been as effective as he usually is for Rangers. He's coming off to be replaced by Larry. Hope he's not drawing stick figures on the pitch.
Oh dear! Wow, you've just been waiting for the one-liners throughout this match, haven't you, Bill? You've been just a bit short of any opportunities.
I have, yeah. Bad to the Bones giving me a few though. He says Newcastle better splash Cass after this performance. Well, we're drawing one each on your pitch with kids on the pitch.
Yeah,
and call us a small club. At least we're the best team in Newcastle. I don't think Maine's the best team in Glasgow, Pally.
As Dave says, Back to the Bone sounds like a barrel of laughs. Absolutely. He's a hoot. Anyway, Manquillo's just brought it over the halfway line for Newcastle, rolls it into Bruno, back to Manquillo. He plays it all the way back to Alex Murphy, who in turn goes to Carl Darlow, or God. Darlow safely gives it to Dan Burn at left back. Again, a really soft pass, though. Like, a really soft pass. Rumor is it's a 25 million bid for Maxi. It's 40 million, mate. I don't think they'll even accommodate 25 million. Not a chance. Anthony Gordon again cuts inside. Lovely ball out to Ashby. Now Manquillo rolls it down the line to Elliot Anderson. That's better from Newcastle. Anderson pulls it back, and it was left. Here's Bruno. Gives it to, I believe that's Ashby. I can't tell which one's which on that right-hand side at the minute. Into Bruno now. Bruno into Lewis Miley. Oh, what a touch by Miley. Bruno goes down claiming he was tripped on the edge of the box. Was Bruno playing up again there with his... I'm
going to say it
I'm
now.
not so sure. Interesting. Oh. Lovely little flick, though, from Lewis Miley, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was just slightly ahead of him. I don't think Bruno was getting there, and I think that's why he fell to the floor, if I'm honest. I didn't see any touch on him.
Magic Wolf says... yeah. Magic Wolf says, Rangers fans are just confused bunch. They're not Scottish or English. They don't know what they are. Wow. I mean, Dan Burn he's just headed that straight out of play. I mean, that, friendly or not, that is rotten. My goodness me.
50 pence a piece head.
Yeah. Dummett with a good strong header, finding Bruno. Bruno with a little flick onto Isak. Isak's touch was heavy. He hasn't been great either, to be fair.
No, he hasn't.
We haven't seen much of Isak at all. Newcastle, Miley takes the free kick quickly, and Javi Manquillo lays it into Bruno now. Bruno looking for a run. Well, Isak made one, but Bruno doesn't give him it. Harrison Ashby now. Bruno. And Bruno again almost losing the ball, but he finds Lewis Miley. That's better. Miley out to the left now to Dan Burn, as Newcastle look to find a winner inside these last 5 minutes of the game, in what has been a really good game, actually. But Newcastle, brilliant from Anthony Gordon to win the ball back. He's off on a marauding run, and he's chopped down again. And somehow the referee plays on. That is astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. Brilliant play from Anthony Gordon. And then he's literally poleaxed again, but here's a chance for Rangers now. Into the box, cuts in on his right foot. He can't get a shot away, but somehow Newcastle wait till the very last minute. Hadji with a left foot curler, and he can't get the purchase on the curl, and it's a goal kick.
Yeah, Fashion's gone there. He's turned to the left, and he turned to the right, but he couldn't get a shot off.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. He's been waiting for it. He's been waiting, and there you go. Foxy says, despite the silly goal to give away, still a lot of positives to take from this game. Perfect pre-season game. Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Foxy. I'm not, just because it's 1-1, I can't say I'm disappointed. I think it's been an excellent game for Newcastle, and it's given Eddie Howe some real indicators. Some players have played absolutely superbly. I think Lewis Miley has been brilliant in this second half for Newcastle, and to say that, he stood out a million miles more than Bruno has in this second half is a credit to how Lewis Miley's played. He's really given Eddie Howe. Oh, what a pass. Now Isak. He's been forced left, but now he's got in front of his man, trying now his little jinx. Cross comes in, header, goal! And it is Harrison Ashby with the header, and Newcastle take the lead.
It's a fantastic header, that.
What a bloody good, I tell you what, but brilliant again from Isak. That's what we want to see.
Fantastic header.
It was a lovely ball played into Isak. Isak then got he was forced left, but then he managed to get square on with his man. Little bit of jinking skill from the Swede. Just jinks a little, but what a header from Ashby, because it was behind him.
Phenomenal header. Whether he meant it or not.
Well, I think he did, Billy, because he got the power in on it. Very difficult to get the power, but he certainly went for goal.
Christ, that's a brilliant
header.
That
is a good header. That is an excellent header.
What's he doing
Newcastle
there?
United are back in front.
What's
Well,
he doing there? He's a right back. He's in the area. He's our most forward player.
He's playing as a right winger, Billy.
It's
It's
a fantastic
Manquillo that
finish.
stayed at right back, but I tell you what, he had a lot to do with that.
There's signs the past 5 minutes that actually we were coming to the game. Bruno's been a lot better than our past 5 minutes. A little while ago, he played a black back heel volley into the path of Isaac.
Yeah, he did.
And
I tell you what, though, he's getting every time he's on the ball. There's a late challenge coming in on him.
There is 100%. There's another one there. But what a great bit of play from Isaac as well to get past the right back and to dink a little cross. It was behind Ashby for him to get the power and the angle, so he had to swivel his neck to get it into the net.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Absolutely. Where's Bat to the Bone gone? Anybody seen him in the chat? He's still there, Bat to the Bone. Still there, son. Oh dear. Dear God. God. Paul said it was okay to use all caps celebrating a goal. I did not. Oh, I might have last season, but listen, the mods control the chat, not me. So you have to listen to them, Mr. Mallam. I'm sure you understand that. You're a good guy. Anyway, Rangers have the ball now in the middle of the park. That goal has given Newcastle a little bit of energy here. Again, the press is the biting in on the challenge, but here's Hadji for Rangers. In comes the cross. It's a very good one and brilliantly defended by Javi Manquillo. It's a corner to Rangers. That was a wonderful ball in, whipped in with his right foot. Fashion Junior. Well, interesting. But brilliant defending by Javi Manquillo. Very experienced defending there. And it goes out for a corner, which Hadji comes across to take. We're inside the 90th minute. And hopefully we can see this game out now. As nobody is on. Rice is on the goalkeeper, and no Newcastle defender there. But we clear the ball. Bruno won the header there.
Why fucking who's gone up this time?
Yes. Oh my God. Anyway, Rangers now pressing Newcastle, trying to get this equaliser. I can't see a lot of injury time being played.
There might be.
We are currently at, the 90 minutes are up. Just about to see, are we going to see how much time there's left in the game?
He's looking at his watch.
1 minute of additional time. But to be honest, I think this is a bloody good win for Newcastle if we hang on to it, Billy. We have deserved it. We've been excellent. Oh, bad ball again by Bruno. And Bruno, you can see he's getting a bit frustrated with himself there when he tried to play that ball through for Isak. Rangers on the attack. Is this the last chance of the game? They've got to equalise. And the shot comes in and Darlow just tips it wide. Full stretch.
Dan Burn was on court out there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And Darlow's kind of made up for that mistake that led to Rangers' goal. In comes the cross. It's headed away, taken very quickly. There's about 10 seconds of additional time left. Newcastle to hang on to this game and go 2 for 2 in their opening friendlies. Just need to see the game out now, lads. Nothing dramatic, but Rangers are pressing, looking for that goal. The referee's obviously going to give Rangers an opportunity to maybe get a penalty and McGregor come on and score the goal, but it's back with Carl Darlow, and that should be it. And it is indeed it. The final whistle goes at Ibrox. Newcastle win by 2-1, and deservedly so, Billy. We've been the better side for a long period of that game. And, we let Rangers back in with an awful mistake. But then we go and score a lovely goal with Harrison Ashby, who's got a smile wider than the A1 now. He's having a chat with Alexander Isak. All smiles, though. Isak probably just giving him a bit of advice there. But we march on, Billy Bob.
Absolutely. I mean, for the vast majority of that game, we were far superior to Glasgow Rangers. We let them back into the game with a mistake from Carl Darlow and Bruno Guimaraes to allow them back into it at 1 each, which they'd never deserved in the month of Sundays. And we did come on strong after that and deservedly got the winner. Great goal from Harrison Ashby, who's been really impressive in these 2 showings that we've seen.
Ashby's been good. Lewis Miley's been good. And also young Alex Murphy in defence has been very good as well. So there is definitely positives here for the kids as well, and obviously for squad depth, which is really good.
Dare I say, I know we're after a right side of centre back, but Alex Murphy looks to me like he could be on the fringe of the first team squad already.
I mean, that's why we have academies, isn't it, Billy? We want to see players coming from the academy, don't we? And becoming stars. Mr. Stato is joining us. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Very impressed with that goal. Very good.
Absolutely.
It went very, very flat in the second half. Rangers were really good. We've got a lot of youngsters on the pitch, and it showed. Bruno had a poor half as well, which was a shame. But yeah, Isak, as soon as you give him a bit of space, he can do that. He's got to play every time. He's just always got to be on the pitch. He's so dangerous. And then Ashby, again, good positioning to be in that 6-yard box and understand where to be, how to head it. It was great.
Look, we were always going to go, it was always going to take a little bit of a downward spiral, the performance when changes were made, Alex. That's bound to happen, when you make 9 changes and things like that. But again, some of those kids have really excelled in that second half. Heads could have gone down when it was 1-1, but they've come back and won the game. Young Harrison Ashby, who, by the way, definitely, I agree with whoever said it in the chat, looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme. He does. That's who he looks like. But he did really well to get, because it was behind him, that cross. And then, you've got to love the performance again from Lewis Miley. Some lovely touches. And then, of course, Alex Murphy in defence. As we're just looking at the Newcastle side, clapping the Newcastle side before Alan McGregor comes on for his lap of honour. But all the geordies have stayed back to applaud the side. And the Newcastle squad are just stood in front of that stand, just applauding the incredible supporters. We're seeing a kid who looks about 4-year-old on his dad's shoulders, waving his arms in the air. That's what you want to see. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But I'm sure they won't take too long to do that because I know that Alan McGregor is going to be doing his lap of honour very shortly. But Alex, talking about those 3 youngsters in particular, Ashby, Miley, and Alex Murphy, we've got 3 players there who look like they can step up if they are needed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're ready for the first team yet.
No, but to be around the first team. Yeah,
they're ready to be around the first team. They're potentially, some of them are ready to be part of the season, like the season coming up, depending on, what we're going to do with the extra players like Kraft, Manquillo, Hayden. It depends what we do with a lot of those players. But they definitely look reasonably good. They look like they warrant sort of 500 plus minutes in substitute appearances here and there, and maybe cup competitions, possibly some Champions League minutes, depending on who we play and how we do. Yeah. I do think they need game time though, loan for development. But yeah, Ashby, Miley, and Alex Murphy definitely look very good. They look very competent.
Yep. Now, one player that stood out in that second half was definitely Anthony Gordon, Alex. Came on, got the ball. They were using him a lot down that left-hand side. Some great skill to get to the byline a couple of times. Disappointing that, that those chances he set up weren't finished off because, crying out just for a striker in the 6-yard box to tap them home.
Yeah, now, I mean, there's a few of you about, you're going to get the keyboards ready. I'm going to criticize Dan Burn a little bit, but you saw a drastic... You saw
we've already said that, Alex.
Drop off a cliff. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. You saw his performance drop off a cliff as soon as he didn't have fullback support. As soon as the overlap wasn't there, Gordon was not a threat anymore because he can't take on... This is what used to happen to Maxi and frequently does and did. Isak's the only player that seems to be able to handle it because he's able to float. He's given more freedom. He's allowed to float kind of in more places because he's Isak. He's just given that license and he generally plays up front. Whereas anybody we stick on that left wing, I think Joe Linton's been the only one who's been able to get over that because he's a battering ram. Anybody else who's more of a standard profile sort of as a winger, they can't handle it not having a fullback. And Gordon, you saw how exceptional he was. Some of the touches, just the mental, not even the mental sort of attitude, but just so intelligent. Some of the touches and turns, change of pace, change of direction, speed, bringing others into play. He looked so good for the opening sort of 20 minutes of the second half. Yeah. And then as soon as he lost his overlap, that all just vanished. We were trying long balls and he was fighting, but Gordon looks so much better. I mean, we said this in the under-21s games, and I'm absolutely thrilled to see that he's carried this over into wearing a black and white
needed that little bit of confidence, didn't he?
Yeah, he looks like he'll be fine and really useful for us.
His confidence was shot when he left Everton. Let's not forget that when he left Everton, there was all that rigmarole about the fans chasing the cars. He was blocked going home and threatened and things like that. And his confidence was low. So then you're coming into a side that the morale is unbelievably high. The fitness is incredibly high. You're going to need time. And a lot of fans, they wrote Anthony Gordon off within 2 or 3 games.
No,
but I think what we've seen from gone away for a break, come back for the European games, and then tonight we've seen him in full flow down that left-hand side, and he looks a real player. And look, this gives us options now because, we know that Harvey Barnes can play right or left. He's both-footed. So he gives us an option. We've got an option on the left with Anthony Gordon. He can play right as well. Miggy as well. So, it's not all bad if we're looking at it that way.
No. And dare I say it, I don't think Lewis looked too bad either. He grew into the game.
He did. I don't think he's the answer, though.
No. But you can see that, look, we've got to do something with him. He's still got 2 years left on his contract. He's got a high wage. That we're going to have to do something with some of these players. So if he's not going to go out, he looks like he's got a bit of athletic ability. He was involved in the press. He can overlap. He looks tidy. He looks a bit rusty when he's not had game time. But every 10 minutes that's gone by since Gateshead, he's looked better and better and better. He just needs minutes. You can see that. And I think he might be a rotation option. Like, do you want Jamal Lewis or Paul Dummett coming on in Champions League fixtures?
And by the way, I'm not. Like I've said with the Dan Burn situation, I'm not hammering him. I like Dan Burn. He's done a lot for the football club without a shadow of a doubt. And by the way, he put that brilliant ball through for Isak for the winning goal.
He did.
So he did put a brilliant ball through. But what I'm saying is with Burn, he's not the answer for the Champions League. We need to step up in that position. We need a proper left back. But listen, I love Dan Burn. I love his attitude. I love his energy. And I think that's going to be fantastic to have around the dressing room this season. And he'll get plenty games. There's no doubt about that he'll get plenty games. We may not sign a left back, but time will tell. Clonger Magpie, thank you for your £2 super chat. He says, cheers for the commentary, guys. Always top notch. Thank you very much, buddy.
The one thing I'll say about Anthony Gordon, he was fantastic, but he'll be wishing that Callum Wilson was on the pitch because I think some of them crosses Callum Wilson would have thrived on. The wrong play was at the wrong time for him.
The amount of balls that went into the 6-yard box, Wilson must have been sat there thinking, where was that in the first half?
Where was that? It's complete bread and butter, isn't it? It's what Wilson thrives on.
It used to happen to Chris Wood, though, if you remember. Whenever Chris Wood used to play, we never used to put anything into the box. And then as soon as he went off, we'd play a bunch of crosses in. We were like, it was just so confusing.
Yeah, but Chris Wood was awful anyway. But what did you make of the goal? Because, Billy, it was poor, wasn't it? I mean, it was this very soft pass from Carl Darlow. It enabled the Rangers player to, he knew exactly where it was going. It didn't allow Bruno a lot of time on the ball, but that happened to Bruno a few times in the second half where he was dispossessed very quickly. And then he should have actually saved the shot as well.
Yeah, it was an absolute effort from all sides, wasn't it? I mean, the pass from Darlow to Bruno was one he shouldn't have played. It was a dangerous pass. Bruno did call for it though, and he wasn't aware of what was behind him. He got robbed. The shot went virtually straight at Darlow. It took him 10 minutes to get down to it. Just a complete catastrophe from all sides, wasn't it?
What did you make, Alex, of the goal?
I don't know. I disagree with Billy. I think Bruno was fully aware there was a player there and backed himself to win that and was really poor. In physically shouldn't have lost that, should have been more aware, should have been more confident. I think Darlow should have shown a bit more, a bit more bravery and obviously pick the better option, the safer option. Don't just pass to Bruno.
It was a poor pass out to Bruno, though, Alex. It wasn't hit with any pace. It was just a very lackadaisical.
There's no need for that. And Bruno, if he's committing to that, you've got to be 100%. You don't lose. Bruno had a poor second half, in my opinion. I think some of the passes were nice. Some of the movement was okay, but he's just losing the ball a little bit and just being a little bit off. It wasn't even off pace because he looks fit. It just looked like physically, just losing the ball too much. Just that awareness not quite there.
I'm just seeing the. By the way, I'm just seeing the Miggy goal again in the first half. A lovely 1-2 between. It was actually Sean Longstaff and Tonali. I thought originally it was Elliot Anderson. It was Sean Longstaff. Absolutely superb goal.
I thought the assist came from Anderson, though, didn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yes, it is Anderson. I don't know what. Boy, he looks like Longstaff at full pace. Yeah, it was. Longstaff knocked the ball into Anderson. Anderson to Tonali. Tonali back to Anderson across the.
Because I think Anderson had got 2 runners left. He got Tonali and Wilson in the box left, and he picked Miggy on the right. So there were three options for him. So it was well worked from us.
Now, before we go, guys, I think it's important that we mention Martin Dubravka here, because the fact that he hasn't been involved in the opening 2 friendlies, he's been there. I've seen him again tonight. So he's not injured either. So is there a possibility that things could be happening with Dubravka on the side, as well as, Karl Darlow? Because it looks to me like, Dubravka isn't going to be the number 2 next season, and it's possibly going to be Karius.
I mean, Karius started the game, looked okay. Sweeping was okay. Feet were okay. Distribution was okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the quickest, but he's all right. He looks competent. He does look like he's creeping ahead of Darlow in the pecking order as well. Darlow was a little bit shaky at times, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with Karius in goal. The more and more I see him,
Mm-hmm.
and if Dubravka is to go, or possibly Darlow as well, it's just more money in the transfer kitty. We need to ship some players if we're going to get some more in, and the silver lining is we're going to see more players in the transfer window, so it's positive.
Well, it'd be interesting. I think things will possibly happen over the next few days. I know the lads are flying out of the States from Glasgow, but that doesn't mean to say that there won't be any incomings or outgoings, because it's other staff that take care of that.
Well, they're on a lot of money as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but Eddie Howe will be in touch with with the likes of Dan Ashworth, etc. About who's coming in and out when they're away. But I think things will happen this week. But again, if they do, we'll bring the news to you. But that is it for tonight, guys. Listen, over 2,500 people watching again. It is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for everybody's support. We are finishing the show on 21,748. So we've had over 200 subscribers to the channel on the show tonight, which it's phenomenal, guys. It really is. And it's all down to you. Thank you so much. Now, many people have been asking as well about, are we bringing you commentary of the games in the USA? The answer to that is yes. I will be doing the commentaries on the games. Billy and Alex obviously work full time.
I'm going to be up anyway, regardless.
All right. Well, Alex will be joining me. Alex will be joining me for the commentaries on that game. Apparently, there is a lot of viewers and subscribers who are going to be staying up to take part in the watch along. So there you go. Obviously, our American subscribers will all be in the midst of an evening anyway, so it's fine for them. So we will be bringing you the watch alongs in the early hours of the morning. So stay, knock the notifications on and make sure you're aware of when we're going to start those shows. But thank you to all the super chatters tonight, and of course any new members to the channel. Thank you, and welcome to all the new subscribers as well. Mod Squad, you've been absolutely incredible again. Thank you so much for all the work that you guys put in. You're incredible. Thank you to Billy and Alex. But as usual, it's thanks to you guys out there for making this channel what it is. We will be back tomorrow night with a review of this game and some more latest news from Newcastle United. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Good night.
How are the lads and lasses?
Come back and check out some green.